Welcome to Liverpool, Nova Scotia. We see the biggest landmark, Fort Point Lighthouse Park. And of course downtown, along the cozy streets, you'll find all the fire hydrants painted as privateers. Just a great place to be, especially this week as Liverpool is hosting the World Junior Curling Championships 2019. We will find ourselves again in the Queen's Place, Emirates Centre, on our broadcast this afternoon. It is Sweden to play Canada in the 8th session of the men's competition. To guide you through the game, myself, Sander Ulvåg, and curling expert Laura Walker. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Du Gamla, the Fria, the Swedish national anthem playing as Sweden is honoured. At lead for Sweden today, Albert Berglund. At second, Emil Hermansson. In for the lineup for Sweden, Johan Nygren at third. And team skip for Sweden this afternoon is Daniel Berggren.
And for Team Canada at lead, Alex Horvath. The second is Matthew Hall. At third, Sterling Middleton. And their skip, Tyler Tardy.
You can see Scotland already qualified. They are sitting at 7 wins, no losses. Canada will follow closely at 5-2, having to go a bit further down the list for Sweden, sitting at 2-5. Playoff hopes probably not there anymore for Sweden, but really battling relegation. You see the other games out there this afternoon.
On sheet A, Scotland will play Norway. Sheet B, China will take on New Zealand. On sheet C, we have Germany playing Italy, and on sheet E, Switzerland playing the United States.
Yeah, the teams have had their practice, so everything ready to get this show started. Getting to the business end of the week here. It'll be a very important game for both teams. Canada to keep their playoff contentions alive. For Sweden to keep their spot probably at the World Juniors. You see Sweden will be throwing the red stones today. Canada will throw the yellow. Makes it slightly confusing for the fans back home, but that's just how it is all set up for the week, the schedule. Albert Berglund throws the first stone here for Team Sweden, sporting some very interesting headwear.
Maybe it's good luck.
Sitt ner i båten. Sweep it. $55 maybe? Yeah.
Alex Horvath, lead for Canada, coming out with his taped up corn broom.
We talked about Alex's delivery when we first saw this Canadian team. Alex does slide with a tuck, so my first question to him was whether or not he was from Manitoba. You mostly only see those tuck deliveries from Manitobans, and he said no, he just saw it one day, wanted to slide that way, and that's how he's slid till this day, and he's had quite the collection of corn brooms building up in his basement, he's told us.
It's called a basket in Swedish, the hat, referring to the Basque region of North Spain.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone curl in a Basque hat. You see a few guys out there in ball caps, maybe with their country colors like you see Tyler Tardy, but this is a first.
Okay.
Probably solid cue here.
Yeah, I'll give you a pound extra. Should curl good.
Good cue, weight's good. Whoa.
That center guard ends up being a bit long. More than enough room for Horvath to come around here. make a play on the red.
Real hard.
Maybe even try and roll the shooter towards the corner guard. Does one of those things.
I moved the yellow with my foot, I think, a little bit slow.
Yeah, looked like it came off pretty good, man.
What?
Looked like it came off good.
Dämpad!
Dämpad.
Vilken hand!
Ja, det spelar.
Emil Hermansson.
Japp! Japp! Hårt! 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 Hårt!
He's just going to overcurl catch the corner guard.
Nej.
Thick. Thick. 40's good.
Okay.
Lucky that he actually just picked that corner guard and didn't move it all the way out of play. Otherwise, it would have gone back where it was due to the 5-rock rule that we're playing here this week at the World Juniors.
Here's Matt Hall.
I think we can.
Okay, line's good.
4, 5.
Line's good.
Guys.
Did make a
Get it there, guys.
bit of a
Line's
move.
good.
Yeah,
to play with these guys.
a long move. Canada's a big country. He moved from Ontario out to BC to play with this team in hopes of getting to this World Junior Championship. That was their goal right from the get-go, and here they are.
Well done.
Rules of play, 6 hands minimum, although the game is scheduled for 10. Both teams with 38 minutes of thinking time and 1 60-second timeout, which they can call at any time during the game. Also the 5-rock rule in play for the World Juniors this season.
Linto.
Whoa.
Ja.
Hårdare den.
Side plus.
Var med. Whoa. Au. Nej. Kalla. Okay. Ja. Okay.
It was key to stick that shooter around.
I kind of like fresh, just to be sure.
Now with Canada hitting this one, it'll group those stones a bit and make a double more likely for Team Sweden. Had he rolled out, gives Canada a free draw to put it in a better position.
Easy fresh.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh.
Wait's okay.
Close.
Whoa. Just fresh.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
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 Sterling. Hard. Watch roll. Roll it. Okay, man. All right.
Number.
Johan Nygren,
Yep.
consultant for Sweden, now playing this afternoon.
Yeah. Forward.
It hasn't gone quite as well as they're hoping, Sweden, so maybe just making that change could be helpful, but there's a bit of a miscue early here for Nygren. Always tough, though, to just come into a team in the middle of the week, not even the middle, quite late.
Most of these teams, this is now their 8th game on this ice surface, which you build how comfortable you are with the ice throughout the week, and every game you just get better and better. So these players that he's playing against have had an opportunity to become more precise as the week goes on, and he's coming in pretty fresh. So take him a bit of time maybe to get used to this ice and how he needs to throw it.
You're going to overcurl a bit.
Sterling Middleton, third for Canada.
It's good overcurl.
It's like it's coming off. Doesn't need to curl at all.
Higher's better.
Sit.
Okay.
Kind of pops out the other side, but Canada does like 2.
Yeah, 2 draws for Canada have come out that other side with that turn, so maybe just seeing a little more curl than they're used to.
Did represent Sweden in the last 2 World Juniors, Johan Nygren, as a skip in 2017, as a third last season. So lots of experience at this level. Also a youth Olympian, as so many of our juniors this week.
Okay.
Okay.
How much weight?
Yeah, fresh.
Fresh.
Okay.
Oh, that looks pretty tight too to me.
You could probably take a hair more, but I think that's pretty close.
Okay, that looks better. Fresh, guys.
Yep. Little solid. Weight's good.
Yep, yep. Hard, hard.
Right to it.
Yep,
Right to it.
hard to it. Hard roll, hard roll. Okay,
Okay.
good throw.
Does hit and stick, but stays right in front of the shot stone, so will be a double there for Sweden, pretty close to the nose.
Men det är det klass med. Vi ska gå på den eller?
Ja, absolut. Men träffar vi lite så kommer vi fortfarande ha det. Ja, där då. Normalt. Ja.
Vad spelar för fart?
Normal.
Ja. Den är väl lite unset rakare, men det borde inte vara någon skillnad.
Nej.
Spelar den bara som jag gjorde så...
Ja.
I see Hermansson at the head for Sweden as vice.
Noll,
Daniel Berggren skip and throwing the 4 stones.
Whoa! Yup! Yup! Gör det! Hårt!
Nygren just couldn't quite hold it for him. Looking good for their 2 here.
Fresh there. Fresh, yeah.
And the
I'd
first in
expect this to
Canada.
curl pretty good.
I think so.
Actually.
We got room this way, though.
Okay.
Yeah, with the wear that center guard is that we just saw the rock come past.
Just know
It's going to be tough for Sweden to make any kind of hit and roll that Canada can't access because of how high it is.
You like that ice?
But could be their saving grace into getting a force out of Canada this end if they make something good.
Less than yours!
Yep.
Less than
Tyler
yours!
Tardy, the reigning world champion.
Yep.
Him and Sterling Middleton picking up the gold in Aberdeen
Gotta
just a year ago
Okay.
with a new front end this week. Doing quite well. We'll be looking to maybe go back to back.
No, I think that's
Not too
good
many have.
fresh. Sterling was just a little solid on his.
The likes of Charlie Thomas and John Morris have done in the past.
Pretty good. I think so.
06, 07 for Thomas and 98, 99 for John Morris.
Ja. Tror ni
The
behöver
one
mer?
being in Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Väl, det är väl inte jättemycket kanske.
Jag tror det är bra.
4-5 centimeter.
Jag tror det är
So
bra.
it could be a bit the same for the Canadians here.
Den papp.
Win their first title away in Europe and come back and win their second on home soil.
Would be pretty cool for these guys to win here in Canada, but there's a few other teams here playing really well this week that I'm sure will have something to say about that.
Mamma! Oh! Mamma! Vilken?
Really wants to make a roll here. Stay behind cover. Actually rolls all the way behind the rock in the 12-foot.
Bra.
Galla lite mer.
Probably as good as the Swedish skip could do, as we talked about earlier, rolling dead behind the center. Would have left Tyler Tardy a fairly simple come around tap, but now he has to play a run back.
Just correct myself. The second title was in Sweden. It's the other way around.
Well, one at home and one away.
It's proven tough to do, though. A lot of teams have
Clean.
come
Yep,
close.
Yep.
A little more weight.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Matt. Hard, Matt. Hard.
Looking for the run back, trying to stick it here for 2. What a shot. And what a start for Canada and Tyler Tardy. 2 points on the board. Just like planned.
Yeah, good line.
Okay. Okay.
Good though.
One small step
I think
Yeah,
your
I had a
first
little
one was
more.
good.
Towards
I
the
think
new
your
goal.
first one is good fresh. It was maybe a little down for the first end, but I think your first one.
Lång match.
Ja.
Håll det tight.
Okay?
Håll det tight bara.
Ja. Should be good.
Okay, I think we should be there, all there.
What
Heavy?
you got?
I
Mine's good.
think a little bit, yeah. Well,
Yeah, don't want to touch it.
needs to sit. It's close.
It's coming off.
No,
I think you're all there.
still never.
Yeah. What was that?
31.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Two 0. Canada leads it. Our first stone coming up, all deep
Bra linje.
for Horvath. A chance for Sweden
Bra
to
linje. Johan
put a
ren.
corner guard in play and get something going.
Bara för Art.
Känns där.
Ja, linjen är perfekt.
No.
That's a good shot by Berglund and his beret.
Is that the Canadian word for it, or the English word?
Yeah. I'm sure he'll find a few of them in Quebec.
I'm sure you would, yes.
I think we can go for tight a bit.
Mine's good.
2-3.
Yep.
Make it tight.
I think we're close.
Tight 2-3.
Mine's good.
Weight's good.
Mine's good.
I think we can.
Whoa, whoa.
From Victoria, BC,
Good.
Horvath.
Wait.
I've always heard it's beautiful there. Never been. Have you?
I don't think we want
I have, yes.
that.
It's a beautiful part of the country. On the west coast of Canada, Alex is a ice technician at the Victoria Curling Club.
Well, that could help a team.
Hugely. I think that's just such a big advantage to have somebody who understands what's happening out there and when ice changes, not just the fact that it's changing, but why it's changing.
Lite tight.
Oftentimes, you know, if you know the science behind ice making, you can maybe see the crowd grow or a sheet beside you end their game or the temperature changes or whatever happens, and you know what's going to happen to the ice because of that. You can get ahead of that and on top of that so much faster than the other team. Even for those who don't make a living at ice making, to take a course or sit down and chat with your local ice maker, kind of just get some insight on those things can be a huge advantage.
35. Same. Yeah, I
Not
think
sure if he
more for
preps the
sure.
ice for the team practice, but that would be a plus as well.
Yeah, to be able to make the ice how you want to see it and how you know you're going to be seeing the ice at upcoming competitions. Sometimes it can be tough practicing at curling clubs that have totally different ice, and then you go to an arena or a big event and it's not the same.
Room right now.
So that would allow them to prepare the ice the same as what they'll see in a competition.
Room.
Tons of room.
I think that part works a little bit differently
Alex.
here in Canada, maybe. A lot more activity at the clubs. Usually the ice maker preps all the ice.
Oh, shoot.
A lot of places in Europe, teams will basically prep their own ice.
Yeah, here in Canada, most clubs will have a head ice technician who spends most of their time at the curling club every day doing the ice. Maybe in a small town or a smaller place, you might see someone who has a bit of background in it do their own ice, but for the most part, you do have the ice technician there who does the ice for you.
Speaking of ice, we've had a really good ice technician here this week, preparing some fantastic conditions for the players.
Yeah, John Wall is the head ice technician here, Canadian from Ottawa. His ice here, the biggest thing has been the consistency in the ice, and as a curler, that's really all you can ask for. It's done the exact same thing on every single sheet we've watched. The speed has been the same. It hasn't broken down. It hasn't fudged. The curl hasn't changed. To keep that up through a full week-long event with changing weather conditions outside and everything that's happening here in Liverpool is just so impressive and such a huge benefit to these teams out here. There's nothing more frustrating than going out to a game and having it be different than it was this morning or different than it was last night.
We'll see the clock.
The line's good.
That's the hog-to-hog time. That's been usually 15 seconds, maybe unswept, and maybe even as much as 16 seconds with a proper scrub. We got 15.6 here. Should be able to carry it, but it might be on the guard. Probably wouldn't have brought that all the way down to the tee line.
No, but certainly in the house, and not only has the speed stayed consistent, it's a great speed. It's nice and quick. And to have ice hold up for 2 practices prior to the game, 2 draws to the button, and then a 10-end game, that's just incredible.
Yeah, I know when I've played a game and it's been 15 seconds in the first 10, all I'm thinking, oh no.
Exactly.
How's this going to be?
2 ends in and it's going to be 14 seconds.
Bakhand! Bakom! Helst inget! Igenom! Gärna inte alls.
Inget för linje heller.
Igenom.
Emil.
Och så någon träff eller?
Ja, kanske.
Pretty famous name in Sweden. It's the character of a children's book by Astrid Lindgren, one of Sweden's famed authors. Bit of a prankster of a kid.
Oh, I wonder if this Yamil is similar.
You might compare him to Dennis the Menace.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yep.
Just a bit of a different decade.
Yeah.
Try to catch
Pretty good.
I don't think those books are too popular over here. You never heard of?
Come on the outturn then.
No.
If you like it.
Definitely have Dennis the Menace, though, so we do have the same idea.
Oh, okay. That looks good then.
With what turn?
In turn.
Okay.
Although I might be aging myself, I'm not sure if these Canadian players out here at their age would have heard much of Dennis the Menace.
Gotta go.
Okay.
Well, it does get something here. Middleton, as we see Paul Tardy, father of Tyler Tardy, also Jordan, who was on the team last year. An asset to have a father as a coach, or could it be also certain downsides
Not that
to
it's
it?
going to curl
There
that
could
way.
be upsides and downsides for sure. The upsides being that the father would know his son pretty well and know how to deal with him, know what's going on. You have a pretty close relationship, but that's the exact same thing that could be a downside. Sometimes you'll see players that, you know, either with a sibling or a parent around, you just say things that you might not say to somebody else, or the other players on the team might feel like there's a bit of favoritism going on, things like that. But obviously, with how long Paul Tardy has been a coach of this team, everyone seems to be pretty comfortable with it, and he must be doing just a fantastic job with 3 Canadian champion teams. That's pretty incredible.
Victor Martinsson, coach of Sweden. He's a teacher at the Härnösand curling gymnas, basically a high school where they are able to take part in lots of curling practice, training, and schoolwork. I think it's an additional 10 hours a week or so, where basically the athletes of the academy will spend a lot of time in curling.
Yeah, that sort of model is popping up more and more in Canada. In Alberta, in particular, they do have sport academies for high schools, and obviously sports like hockey that are quite popular in Canada, but just in the last year or two, they've actually added curling to that academy in Edmonton. So a huge opportunity and advantage for these young kids who can join those academies, make it a part of their education.
Well, the Härnösand Academy has been in place since 1989 and produced players like Niklas Edin and Oscar Eriksson.
I think they're doing their job then, those 2 names.
There's quite a few more, but can't name them all. There's even been some Norwegians that have attended the academy over there. I believe Marcus Høiberg, who's vice for Stefan Wallstad. He was there, at least for a year.
Can you see it? Can we get enough of that to make the double? Right on. Let's just play this.
Sweden does lie 3 here with the hammer. Canada will want to try to make some sort of double here, limit the damage.
Okay.
You know, speaking of Oscar Eriksson, he was the last skip to win gold for Sweden at the juniors back in 2011.
Normal, just off nose.
Yeah.
And the last medal was the year after with his teammate Rasmus Verano, losing out the final to Brendan Botcher in Östersund in 2012. So it's been a bit of a dry spell for the Swedish men.
Yep.
Gotta go. Gotta back it out. Gotta back it out.
We really don't want to be tight here.
Real hard, man.
Gotta go to get by.
Gotta go hard.
Oh, very close. Sweden still lying 2. Leaves the shooter in a place they might use it.
Just getting by that top one and get very lucky here at the back to not dead jam that and leave another red rock in the rings. Leaves the shooter in a pretty good spot.
Det gäller den här, men det är så jävla dåligt att hamna här och så spelar han dubbeln.
Ja.
Bra där då.
Bak då.
Ja.
Även om det här. Det dåliga är det här.
Ja, han får inte in här, så han får ta innanför.
Consider drawing around that yellow. Didn't want to leave a run double, so just draw on the wing.
Runda ut på kanten.
Like the call?
Får han väl lira ner.
I do. I think it's important to try to get this rock behind the tee line so that you don't leave a double at least. If you can put it in the 8-foot, Canada will probably hit and still try to roll behind, but at least it's behind the tee line.
Nej, i så fall dra. Jag tycker jag gillar
Men alltså, hamnar du på 10 då så har han fortfarande skjutningen.
Spelar den? Hur långt ner vill du ha den?
Ja, så långt som nedanför regeln. Den ligger typ på topp 4 tror jag.
Ja, okej, så 10 är bra?
Ja, ja vi siktar bak 8.
Ja.
Över tid.
15, 20.
Problem with coming around that middle situation is that yellow rock is so close for Tyler Tardy to use, and he just threw it. All you do in that case is fatten up his target and make it even easier for him. So this makes Tyler's shot a lot more difficult and going out to a new spot.
Måste ner! Ingen dubbel! Gå! Järnet! Det är bra.
Skottet!
Bra.
Really nice. Just bring it deep enough that they can't roll into the red one. They can definitely roll in behind, but will still leave Sweden a draw for 2 in that case. It's great rock positioning by Sweden.
Try to roll berries. Normal. Think that ice. I think this will move up a bit.
I think it should be close, yeah.
I'll just tie it on my lap. Clean. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hard. Whoa. Roll. Big roll. Yep. Hard knot.
Trying to roll in behind cover here. Real nice. What a shot by Tardy. Seeming pretty switched on this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Tyler. Cuts down Sweden's rings on this draw for 2. You know you're always going to leave him a draw for at least 2. This makes sure that it's only 2 and that it's not easy.
10 då.
Ja. Så kan ge lite mer kanske, men
Mina stenar är mindre än
Ja, det känns ändå som 10-dragningar. Det är ju typ mitt på 12an.
Okay. Yes.
Liksom förbi den här.
Ja, yes. Den borde inte vara något problem om
Yes. Samma fart.
Hur långt in behöver de ha?
Ja, tror typ hela 4.
Hela 4.
Inte riktigt så.
Forfeit draw for Daniel Berggren.
Bra linje.
Felt like he gave that a bit of an ad.
Nej.
He's calling the sweepers off, and the sweepers are staying off. And Sweden looking to score a 3 in a set now after that nice roll by Tardy. A missed draw by Berggren. It's only 1. That's how quick things can change. And Canada will lead 2-1 after 2 ends of play.
Jag ska se. Jävligt fin vikt där.
Men det är bara att fortsätta gå på den där första. Så den är bättre ju längre ner den här. Så den är bättre ju längre ner den här. Så det är bara att fortsätta gå på den hela vägen.
Ja, vad synd.
Bra linje, litet.
Bra. Ser bra ut.
Linje är bra.
Ser lång ut.
Bra fart.
Tajt om något. Kommer över köra lite.
Bra linje. Åh nej, inget Johan. Det var inget Johan, det kallar jag det.
Bra.
Okay, house good then.
Center guard by Sweden. We'll have Horvath trying to come around.
I'd say there,
I think that's
but
good, guys.
Line's good.
Weight's nice. 6 on its own.
Yesterday we had Switzerland play Scotland. They seemed to throw a corner guard every time the center guard came from Scotland. What's the differences in approach?
Full 4.
In this case, Canada with the 1-point lead. By coming into the middle here, you know it's likely later on down into the end, you can maybe play a peel or run back into the middle, open everything up, and potentially get your blank out of it, go up 1 with the hammer into the 4th end. Just puts a lot of pressure on Sweden to make a good one in a round. Some teams like to get in there first, whereas other teams, like Switzerland yesterday throwing the corner guard, prefers to let Canada go in first, and then they can establish the angle on the other team. So it's a bit of a personal preference. And if Alex Horvath has his draw weight, like we just saw him do, does put some pressure on Sweden to make a good one. If your lead's struggling with draw weight, maybe coming deep or short, that's when you go over to the wing. It's a little less dangerous if you don't make it perfect. But 2 great shots to start the end there from the Swedish lead as well.
28.
28. Ja. Han är inte tjock.
Little less for sure. I think we can go.
Line's
I
good.
never thought less.
Bit of room.
Weight's nice.
Whoa.
Little bit of room.
Line only.
5, 6.
Line only.
Yep.
Hard.
Small bounce.
Hard line.
Real hard line.
Hard line.
Roll for bounce.
Okay.
Oh.
Just trying to change these angles a little bit, but over curling. Not in a bad spot, but would have loved to stay directly in front of the Swedish red stone.
Bättre program nu.
Nej, jag tror det här är bra. Hon går lite, tror jag.
Ja, du. 16.
Bra fart. Kolla.
Bra fart.
Dörren inte.
Bra, linjen är bra.
Kör upp.
Ja, linjen är bra.
Linjen är bra.
Ja, limma dit den.
Hårt. Järnet. Hårt. Gå.
Ja, bra.
Pretty good setup for Sweden right now, keeping both of their reds in front of both of Canada's yellow rocks.
I was super soft at the second one.
Canada will really want to move these angles around.
45, 50 should be close, yeah.
Okay, I think we're just there.
Okay, line's good.
Lots?
Line's good.
Top
Yep,
four.
yep.
Whoa!
Whoa. Yes!
Whoa! T-line.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Just T. Whoa.
Whoa.
Line only.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Sterling. Hard Sterling. Hard, go, 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 go. Great shot. Beauty.
Good judge here.
Good sweep, guys. Good job.
Bit of a
Okej, dödsa lite
battle
också.
of the
Bara
angles
lite
so
grann.
far.
Yeah, angles in this game are just so key. If you can win that battle, the battle of the angles in a game, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the other team. By unlocking that yellow rock just a little bit and moving it into the forefoot, now Sweden's redstone doesn't automatically go right onto it and stick somewhere in the rings.
Nick, känns lite längre. Lite
You're
längre.
always thinking a shot ahead, especially this early in the end. You're just trying to stage for later shots. You don't need to do everything all at once.
Bak 4. Kom med.
Whoa!
Bara med.
Köla, köla! Köla, 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 köla.
Okej.
Might do this. Yeah, right on nose.
One of the reasons all of these freezes and little taps are being made so well is that they're just throwing enough weight to get there, use their sweepers a little bit. We see so often, especially this week, with the fast ice, overthrowing those and playing it like a tap and just rolling off.
That ice is good.
So important to stay in front of them. Use your sweepers and come up a little short, if anything, this early in the end.
Just fresh?
Yep.
Yep. Weight's good. Whoa.
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 Whoa. Sterling. Alex, yep.
Alex, yes!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good. Attaboy.
That's good.
Ska jag skicka ner den rakt eller?
Okej, skicka den där. Om du flyttar ut den dit.
Gå och kolla Johan.
Kan spela så också, så kommer den här sitta där.
Nygren coming up to have a look.
På 2:an eller?
Ja. Ja, det är bra.
Eller så försöker smita den där.
Vad sa du?
Då jag försöker smita den också.
Ja. Det går ju spela väldigt du om du väljer att skicka eller om du vill.
Det finns ju ganska många träffar på skjuten som är bra för oss, va?
Ja. Lira den här då.
Va? Så.
Ja.
Lite mer. Lite mer.
Vilken hand? In hand.
Ja.
Run back is the call. The other option was to just try and hit that yellow directly. Shave the guard.
Yeah, that situation's lined up pretty good for Sweden right now, so I don't mind this call to leave that alone and play this run back in here.
Looks pretty close. Exactly what they're hoping for.
No, that
a couple of reps up, couple of reds up front.
Yeah, really close to perfect. Just grazed that stone, the top of the 12 foot as it comes in. This yellow rock there, if he misses that yellow one, that works out really well for Sweden. Just a centimeter from perfect.
Try to just bump it an inch. Okay.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
What's this, like a 40?
What'd you get on mine, Alex?
40.
Okay, so probably similar to
40's
that.
good.
40 should be close.
Same weight as Matt.
Okay. That looks good.
More than that. Back 8.
Whoa.
Back 8, back 12.
Back 8.
Back 12.
Back in, back 4. Back in.
Matt. Hard, it's going. Real hard, go. It's good.
Okay.
Good shot.
Pretty key to get the inside there.
Yeah, that changes the angles.
Get it in.
Angle's a lot better for Canada here now. The way that red one was lined up before, it was a pretty usable stone for Sweden. Now not so much.
Du spelar den där typ. Det är ganska stor chans att den fastnar om vi ska spela en lasare.
Alternativet är att skicka igen.
Ja, spela den. På rad.
Lite mer.
Not sure, he might be able to see just the outside of that yellow rock that's top 4 and can play the slash double, but choosing to play this run back again, just through it.
A bit unlucky again.
Yeah.
Well, leaves the red stone top 8 in a difficult spot for Canada to deal with.
Yeah, this time he misses contact actually. He came close to where he wanted to hit it, and if he misses it a little worse, I guess you could say, and misses contact with that red, he might have just touched the outside of that yellow and doubled those 2 off. But like you said, that red rock in the outfoot, definitely usable.
Okay. Even top 12 is okay.
40.
40? Okay.
Yeah, even like top 12 in front of it's okay.
Okay, I'd expect this to move a lot.
Corner freeze was the call by Canada. Just trying to set on the corner of that red stone, trying to angle it away from their own yellows.
40, 45?
Yeah.
Felt good.
Mine's good.
Didn't feel light.
We got 40.
Wait only.
Lots of line, lots of room.
Weight's good.
It's way out there.
Where are we?
Weight's good. Weight's good. Just to it.
Can't bounce.
Small bump.
How much?
Small bump, just an inch.
No. Can't afford an inch right now. Oh, 6. Okay, not bad.
And it just comes up a foot heavy.
Yeah, that little bounce off was huge there.
Gillar någon hård va?
Va?
Clearing eller?
Ja.
Du har ju
Vi ser något
lite.
annat.
Sterling just not using his sweepers on that one, unfortunately.
Den har du.
Ja.
Den kommer ju.
Men det bästa är väl att missa när det går kanske inte riktigt. Men spela det.
Men det är ju. Vill du ut alla 3 eller?
Ja, men jag vet inte fan, den här lär väl sitta eller? Tror du kan gå nedanför?
Klickar du den här?
Ja.
Då åker den nu.
Kanske gå under.
Nej.
Kan toucha.
Va?
Ja, spela den.
Typ 3/4 på den sidan.
Trying to make the double on the 2 yellows on the right-hand side. Not 100% sure if you get any action on the shot stone.
Insida.
If you can hit the top yellow stone enough on the inside, it is tight with that guard up front. But if you can get enough to the inside, I do believe you can make all 3 of those yellows move. However, the shot stone might just go directly onto a red rock that's at the side of the 12-foot. So we'll see what the angles do here.
Looking a bit wide here.
Yeah, it did look like he maybe put that one back a little bit on release.
Actually, not too bad in the end.
Know if that one can get out.
So what happened here?
You can see the rock is pretty close to the center line as he's sliding, and maybe thought he was a little bit tight, knowing he needs to get it by the guard. Just pitched it back a little bit on release, and when you do that with that kind of weight on this ice, it's going to run very straight on you. So a little high of where he wanted to, but actually got away with it. Got a pretty good result being able to move those yellows.
Curls quite a bit. Like, I mean, you could even throw mint at it.
No, but like I don't think you can throw gears at it enough to kill it.
Okay, that's a good thing.
What do you see? I'm not sure we can kill that and stick.
This was my thoughts, but not hard.
I don't mind that.
Like fresh.
Yeah.
And roll
just
into
stick
there.
It onto
yeah.
it.
And just nut that there.
You don't think this is easier? I feel like it's hard to stick your shooter and kill it.
I don't think you're ever killing it.
Okay, let's throw this.
Not without saying you have to hit it.
I think we have to try to stick it there then.
Thinner is better, probably.
Yeah,
even catch
just
on
dead
that.
nut it on that, and you're rolling somewhere over there.
Fresh even or no?
Sure. I don't think you need to throw it hard. I don't like normal.
Okay, I like fresh then.
I think fresh because you want to catch it thin and get into those.
Okay, quarter or less, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't mind that.
Even if you just triple it in
Canadian team have their own kind of white coals.
Yeah. You'll hear mint and minty fresh, which I believe is somewhere in the middle.
Haven't heard minty fresh this week. I heard it last year.
I've heard minty fresh a bit, and pew is another one which I believe is between hack and board. Maybe if you imagine a church pew, the long rectangular structure. Similar to that space between the hack and the boards, but
Just trying to catch really essentially a thin piece of this yellow, stick it right on their own red. Catches a bit too much.
Okay.
Does that leave a double on the yellows?
there's enough room by the guard, it certainly does. Just be careful with the jam there, though, because if you don't make the double, jam it on the side, could bring a multiple score into play for Team Canada.
Yes. Vilken fart. Gillar nog...
Du har ju luft.
Ja. Jag gillar nog en clearing då.
Vad sa du?
Jag gillar nog en clearing då. Jag tycker du löser det.
Men du.
Alltså i och för sig så om vi gör den och bara flyttar den hit så måste de ändå göra ett
Lätt slag för 2.
lätt och lätt. Ja, spela clearing då.
Sätter du den mjukt eller?
Ja, jag tror inte jag kommer inte slänga mig.
Den är ju här typ.
Smaka lite. Halvhälften.
Smakar så att de var god.
Oj.
Så 4-5 gånger så.
Not tons of room in the guard, so not able to catch it as thin as you want.
Spela clearingen då.
You shave the guard here, probably get the double. You might even stick the shooter in behind the guard. So even if you don't kill the second yellow, you might leave the shooter in a tough spot for Canada to get to.
Yeah, I think that's the key for Sweden here is what they do with the shooter.
Ja! Nej.
Nice.
Ja, det är bra.
Does exactly that. Doesn't kill that yellow, but leaves the red pretty much buried.
That one, okay.
I think red is shot stone as well.
Yeah, it kind of does look like them.
Did pop out just a wee bit.
Yeah, this is the one Alex
On Tyler
did in the first
Tardy's
end. Give
outturn.
about that, and it was pretty close. I think this looks good. Okay.
Yeah, the shot is there for Tyler, but big for Sweden to stick around for shot, forcing Tyler to actually chase this and play a much more difficult shot than just a straight draw to the forefoot for his 2 points.
You like that ice?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't remember yours curling.
Mine was just late finish.
Okay. You like more ice then?
No, I think that's
No,
good.
I think
That
that's
looks
cool.
like a hair more than me, which I like. Weight's
Just
good.
you.
Whoa. Close.
Not
no,
heavy.
clean. Yep. Whoa.
Last stone
Clean.
third
Yep.
end of Tyler Tardy.
Hard.
Looking to
Hard to it, Matt.
pick up a couple
clean
more.
it. Clean it. You're good. Good.
Pretty much control as they come around that guard. Remove the Swedish counter, sit for 2 points. It's all going to plan so far for Canada
Great, perfect weight.
as they lead it 4-1.
So I just kind of put that out a little.
Yeah,
I
he
was
gave a
worried.
little more ice than I got, which I like.
Yeah. Good end, boys. Good one.
Yeah, good end.
Ja,
Det kan-
perfect.
Nej.
Ja, samma omgång som vi spelar i andra då.
Ja, exakt.
Borde för lägen.
Ja, kör på det. Ribbar inte.
Nej, just det.
not heavy.
Okay, I got light.
I liked it.
Okay. I think we're close. I think we can.
Line's good.
Yep.
Release it.
Yep.
Big twist. Oh, where are we?
Whoa.
4. 3, 4. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realize you changed the call. Just try to be a little bit louder. We couldn't hear you.
A little bit of a confusion there.
Okay.
In Canada.
Yeah, I didn't see what the final call was. Sounded like Tyler maybe switched from going top 4 to just throwing a tight guard, and then sweepers were on it, thinking that they were trying to get it top 4 and not realizing the call had been changed to a tight guard. So now that one just slipping into the rings. But with a 3-point lead, it's not the end of the world. I think Tyler was just trying to continue to put some pressure on Team Sweden here with a tight guard call.
I think a little soft there from Lead Albert.
Yeah, that really curled.
Back 4.
Oh, no.
Back 8.
Back 8.
Back 8. Whoa.
No.
Back 8.
Right off.
Line
I
only.
feel like players who
Back 8. Line only.
do the Manitoba tuck with the cornbrew, they're very accurate with the up weights. They're so low to the ground. Is there ever a downside in terms of draw weight?
Good.
No, I don't think so. I think the biggest thing with draw weight for any player is all about your feel, and you might have a different feel from a player with a flat foot, but he has his own version of feel. And a really big thing too with getting your draw weight is the way that you release the rock. I don't think a lot of people realize how much a little extension or a little pullback makes a difference at the other end of the ice. So they may feel like they're kicking the same, but that slightly different release can show up in feet at the other end. So if you can just have a consistent extension, that's going to go a long ways with getting your feel for the draw weight, whether you're a tucker or a flat footer.
Bra linje. Emil. Bara fart. Bara fart.
Bit of a free agent, even the Swedes. Most of them didn't really have a steady curling team for the season. They got together to play the Swedish Nationals, Junior Nationals, and they ended up winning the chance to represent Sweden at the World Juniors.
That looks really tough.
What else do you do?
That's not uncommon, at least in Europe,
You're almost always touching the back.
maybe juniors to play on different teams, even men's teams, and
I think we get
just get together for the junior championship.
But it's just real tough.
Seems like it worked for these guys.
I like it.
Just a hair low.
This is a very tough shot that they're calling to miss contact with the back yellow. They could also play off of their yellow guard in front,
Weight's nice.
hit it on the high side and roll into the rings and lay 3. To remove the redstone this way, this is pretty difficult. That yellow stone on the left there, they could use that one.
Get it out. Get it out.
They're a little lucky there, actually over curling onto the top yellow. Really want to get that out.
Okay, it's not bad. Nice sweep. Okej.
Runda konen.
Är den eller den här känns det som? Jag spelar den.
Nej. Vad gillar du?
Dämpad.
With the accurate hitting ability of these young teams, you never know when those little biters around the rings can come into play. All of a sudden a double or a triple, and a rock you didn't think was going to matter is now a third, 4th point.
Japp. Japp. Hårt. Oh.
Well, that's one gone.
With how much that missed by, I would have to imagine that picked something up.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
I'm not. I kind of like just hit the rock. I like hitting it.
Yeah, just hitting some debris on the ice.
He's got to make the double, and then we probably have
Make
a
the
double
stone
back.
come off his course. Happens once in a while.
Like hitting
I like hitting the back one, yeah. His only way of getting 2 right now is to go around the
Don't
corner.
you like just
and he's
ripping
got-
it out then?
I don't think nose is
kind of like
bad.
sticking around. Like roll a bit towards center, I think, is good.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Same weight, that was good fresh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Recognizing the danger of these little biters,
Same
Team
way,
Canada will
yeah.
just get rid of this back one with a 3-point lead. There's no sense leaving the opposition rocks lingering around in the house.
Go, go, hard.
Whoa, whoa,
Yep.
whoa!
Real nice. Real good.
Matt Hall does make the hit and stick around.
Det ger ingenting.
Okej. Dämpa då. Japp, japp! Hårt! 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 Fortsätt! Oh.
Okay, I threw this in the second. That ice is good. Right on nose, guys.
Big for Sweden to get rid of 2 there.
Okay.
Now that brings the blank back into play for them. At least opens up the rings a little bit to use those corner guards later on if they're going to keep trying to generate 2 points.
Yep. Hard.
Yeah.
Hard, Matt. Clean.
Right
Whoa,
to it.
clean.
Clean.
Clean. Good sweep.
Rulla dit. Känns som att vi var nöjda med nollan.
Om man vickar på center.
Va?
Okej, ja, kör det. Händer det någonting med Emils eller var han bara tajt?
Ja, var tajt med Karl, jag vet inte. Spela dämpad.
Men Kalle, det är onaturligt mycket, så jag vet inte, någonting händer med honom.
Nu spelar något i rörspåret.
Japp.
Japp, lägg upp!
Johan Nygren is the alternate for the Swedish team coming in for the full game here this afternoon. A little bit of a slower start for him to the game, but can't be easy coming in for your first game of the tournament when all of these other players have already played a full 7 games. Does make a nice hit and roll there, though.
Guys like the same weight? Okay, this is like...
Help group the stones to bring a double into play.
3/4.
3/4.
Yeah.
This is like 3 inches more ice.
Yeah, that's quite a bit more.
Little more weight.
More weight.
Yep. I didn't feel like more.
Yep. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa! Whoa! No! Right off! Looks like blocks. No roll, no roll!
No, Matt. No.
Good sweep, guys.
Jag ligger mitt på T.
Does get some separation, but unfortunately rolls the second yellow rock in behind a couple of corner guards, which is making it a great opportunity for Sweden to be able to freeze and bring that 2 back into play. There wasn't much of a deuce opportunity for Sweden before that shot by Sterling, and now a great opportunity if he can make this one.
Vart är den då? Vart är den?
Japp!
Bakom. Bakom.
Rent!
Nej.
Bak 8! Sorry.
Okej.
Synd jag.
Opportunity missed there, though, by bouncing off of that
It's
one.
kind of ballsy to freeze if we're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a piece of dirt in the 2-zone guard. There's some dirt in the 2-zone guard
Nose is
area.
pretty good, though.
Okay.
What are we aiming for? Nose?
Keen eye from Tyler Tardy.
Sorry, yeah, roll to center.
Okay.
Makes it easier to spot when the ice is so sparkling, clean and white.
Fresh, clean. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yep.
Good game so far by Tyler.
Real hard. Hard to it.
Made some really good ones.
Right to it.
Hard for peace, Alex. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
This one just over curling a bit though.
Okay.
Not the end of the world.
No, but would have loved to stick the shooter somewhere in the middle in the 8-foot or the 4-foot, so that Sweden didn't have the opportunity to play this freeze and be shot rock.
Ja, borde vara bra. Tio då.
Ja. Gillar du den isen?
Ja,
det är 20.
Ja, jag tror det. Alltså, din var ju bak 8. Det är mer än något, tror jag.
Okej. Ja.
Det är bra.
20. Känns lite mjukt.
Ganska mjukt släpp.
Ja, kör. Bra fart.
Håll igång, kör.
Lite mjuka. Ja, kör.
Bra linje! Håll lugnt Johan! Bara fart!
Bara fart.
Behöver köla! Behöver köla!
Bra fart.
Behöver köla master! Albert!
Kommer Köla!
Fort
Vimma dit
Albert!
den! Hård!
Yeah, if we roll out, whatever.
Om du tycker den är lös så måste du gå själv också. Vad sa du?
Jag känner att den är lös. Jag tror peel at this time.
We heard more to be safe.
Okay. You roll out, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, just playing big weight here.
Whoa.
Making sure they're on the right side of the tolerance. Just catching it high side, rolling out.
Sorry.
Like Tardy said, probably doesn't make a huge difference. Sweden still has a whole 8-foot to draw to.
Yeah, with where those two Canadian stones are completely splitting the rings. Really no good double attempt for Sweden. You knew they were drawing for their 1 point, or hitting it for their 1 point had Tyler stuck that around, but either way it was a force for Team Sweden, so made it a little bit easier on himself, Tyler Tardy, to just clear it on the high side.
Hur känns handen?
Lite upp.
Hur känns handen?
Det känns bra. Håll igång.
Bra linje!
Ja. Bra.
Det rör sig som att den är ihop.
Håll igång gammal. Bra sista bara. Bra.
One red.
Clutch draw by Berggren. And it's one for Sweden.
Straight out.
What's that?
Jag hade 0-7.
Still Canada's game plan working out. They force Sweden again and lead 4-2 after 4 ends.
Jag vet inte vad som händer med min. Jag vet inte om jag hunkar in den eller om...
Jag vet inte, Köla är riktigt mycket.
Ja.
Johan ska en del, men inte alls samma.
Känns ganska lite hårt. Mjuk släpp.
Lite tajt, Emil.
Lite tajt.
Och där är den.
Tajt killar.
Ja.
Släpp upp dem ni kan.
Ja, vad sitter nu?
Köla över nästan. Du måste ha den rätt. Jag får lägga en till i så fall.
Bättre att du går då.
You are watching live coverage from the World Curling TV. We're in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. World Junior Curling Championships 2019, Sweden playing Canada.
Not heavy. I think it's good though.
Early if you can. Keep it out there.
It's okay. I think we can.
Yeah. Okay, line's good.
If you're so lucky to be in Liverpool or on your way
Good.
I think we're good.
and have a ticket for tomorrow,
5.
Line's good.
Just here, Broom.
the local organizing committee just wanted me to let everyone know that tomorrow's game
Good.
in the afternoon is at 1:30, not 2 o'clock, as it might say on your ticket.
Ja, jag tänkte så länge.
That is the last of the round-robin games before we have semi-finals at 7:30 in the evening.
Jag har använt mycket.
Linje. Lös. Bara fart.
So
Johan
instead of
närmast. Ligger långt ute.
9 o'clock and 2 o'clock tomorrow, it's 9 and 1:30.
Lite bred. Kommer komma nu som fan.
Ingen spött. Ingen spött. Ja. Albert.
Snyggt.
Tomorrow's going to be an exciting day. Last
Okay, I'm gonna guess it's like
round-robin
2
games
feet
for
quicker
both the men and
but
the women.
Similar
Yeah.
weight.
Semi-finals in the evening.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
there are a lot of playoff hopes on the line right now for a lot of teams.
Behind T.
Looks
Looks
I
okay.
got the exact same throw.
I got the same.
5, 6.
This Canadian team being one of them.
6, 7. Wait's not
A win
bad.
here would be huge.
Go for 7-8.
We're close.
Run another room.
Hard, gotta get it back there.
We're really close.
Keep going.
Line's good.
I think we're there.
Just behind.
We're real nice. Good.
Nice pair by Alex Horvath.
Yeah, I love what Canada did there. They came higher in the rings with Alex Horvath's first rock, just on the top of the 8-foot there. That way, when Sweden makes the freeze, it's not really in a great position. You still have a ton of room to work with, and you have enough room at the side of the rings to split the rings like Alex did and hit second shot. So by keeping that first rock in the rings higher, gave a lot of options for Team Canada. You don't want to make those too good too early, so coming too far into the 4-foot gives the other team an opportunity to freeze and cut down your scoring area by quite a bit. Emil not happy with his rollout on that one, knows it was key to stick around. Now Canada can just continue to split the rings in the same way.
Okay, I should be good. That slid really well.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks there.
Line's good.
Line's good.
This kind of looks like more than yours, but this line's
Line's
long.
good. Wait only.
7-8, we're there.
Wait only, line's perfect.
Wait only. Line's good.
On its own.
8-9 almost.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We're back there.
Sit. Okay.
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 We haven't seen much play around any corner guard going to the away end of the ice as we're playing right now. So having just swept Alex's all the way down that path, could have gotten quite a bit quicker now moving on to Matt's, because that seemed to surprise the sweepers a little bit. So always key to remember when you're playing down the same path for a second time, it'll often run a little bit straighter and therefore a little bit faster.
Okej. Ja, för mycket is det där, Jamel, sa du?
We'll do with Pew.
To me, this looks like it'll curl quite a bit.
Yeah, I never liked more.
Can I get an inch less? Do you hate that? Okay.
Yeah, Alex can hold
good.
this, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Just Pew.
Okay.
One thing you've heard so far this game already, and you will hear a lot of from this Canadian team, is
Wait's
quite a
good.
bof
Yep.
input from everybody on broom placement and ice reading, and I think that just has to help everyone get everything figured out. Not only that, the player has to like what they're looking at from the hack, or they're not going to throw it cleanly and give the skip a good read.
And of course, shot made perfect in the end. Good team effort.
We have some other games going on here this afternoon at Queen's Place Emirates Centre. In the 5th end, Norway has a 2-1 lead over Scotland. China and New Zealand tied just 1-1 playing the 6th end. Germany has a big 8-2 lead over Italy playing 5. And the United States trail Switzerland 3-2 in the 5th end.
Lite blåsad. Ned.
Bra fart, bra fart! Oh. Okej, bra liv Johan.
Another nose hit for Sweden. Does sit for second shot.
Okay.
Thinking normal. Nose is out.
Why throw normal?
Think normal, just a hair low.
Okay.
Okay. I don't mind it, like as long as we take no ice.
Just a hair. Like if you nose, that's still fine.
Sterling asked why throw normal, and the reason being is that Tyler does want to roll this a little bit to get it into the rings, but needs a bit of extra weight to make that roll in order to hit this Swedish stone a little bit thicker and avoid a jam at the back.
Alex, yeah, first spin in.
Had he played it a little quieter, you need to hit less of the rock in order to roll it in, and that brings the jam on that back 12 rock into play. Did hit a little on the high side. Might have rolled in.
Jag tror det kan vara inne. Jag tror det, jag vet inte.
Det kan ju gå på dubbeln.
Den.
Ja, eller rulla hela vägen kanske.
Ja. Vilken fart till
Det är
är
tunn med dubbel.
Ja, det finns ju.
Hur tunn är det?
Ja, tunn halv.
Tunn halv.
Ja, halv sitter nog.
Okej.
Vill du spela den?
Kan jag spela den med normal?
Grann.
Funkar det med normal?
Jag tror att det är svårt med normal, ser ut som.
Ja, men vilken är alternativ?
Playing the out turn at this one, it doesn't look like there's a whole pile of room past the guard to make it with this turn. But if he's throwing a lot of weight, he can hit a little bit more of this shot rock.
Oh!
Yep!
Yep! Yep!
Hårt!
Dennis!
Hårt!
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Oh!
Yep, yep!
Nej, nej, nej.
Yeah, he just barely cleared that top red guard and still hit it too thick for the shot that he was calling. He wanted to hit that thin and make the double, so.
Dennis! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yep, yep!
Nej, nej, nej.
Not sure if they wanted to catch it thicker and roll on top in the end there.
I got a little caught in between.
Nej, nej, nej.
Plan B. Now a great opportunity for Canada to bury one behind this centerline guard.
I think you got to go.
Wait only.
I think they got to go.
Alex.
Hard, boys.
Got to go, Alex. Come on, come on, come
Hard,
on,
get
come
a
on.
biter, go. Hard, it's going, get a biter, go. Hard, go, 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 go.
Good.
Good sweep.
Good, buddy.
Does get it in, but being that high in the rings, that almost acts like a second guard for Sweden.
Hard, Alex.
Hard, boys.
Big sweep from Horvath and Hall.
Get a biter, go. Hard, it's going, get a biter, go. Hard, go, 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 go.
Good.
Good sweep.
Good, buddy. Throws just don't seem to be going as well as everyone else's. Do you think his release was
Där någonstans.
Gillar du det här hållet bättre eller?
Nej.
Definitely enough curl on the ice here.
Yeah, they could play this with either turn, and still bury it. That was the only thing with Sterling's rock there coming up short, is it does give more for Sweden to bury behind. You can't see enough of that yellow rock if you're Team Canada to actually use it to promote onto a red rock should Sweden get in behind here.
We've seen quite a few times players able to fully bury even top 4 around the stone in the top 12. Not having to come too deep here to get this one buried if they get close enough to that yellow stone. Starting to go. Maybe going a bit too much here. It's going to wreck on that yellow. Lots of finish coming this way. Starting to look a bit dicey for Sweden here.
We can roll to the center. I just don't want to jam that. That's true, and if we go here, he's going here anyway.
Well, if we roll here, so we have like a slosh next shot, if he makes the draw.
Far's okay too. He has to make a good draw or we're getting 4. Okay. Is this fresh still?
Yeah.
I don't mind a hair more. This really going.
Yeah, I think so. Even more. Yeah. We'll roll to your side of it.
Again, there, Sterling helping Tyler with the ice reading.
Well, yeah. Okay. So
a lot of thirds
like
won't say anything in that position, and Sterling had a gut feeling.
Well, I think if we in a spot where we can slash it in.
Yeah, I think if we roll a half rock, that's perfect my way. Fresh.
Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Fresh.
Whoa.
Matt.
Clean.
Hard Matt.
No, Alex. Yep.
Whoa.
Perfect. Good.
Okay. I don't know about perfect.
The reason Matt doesn't think that it's perfect is because they actually wanted to leave their yellow one mostly open, and then they could use it to come off of if Sweden does get behind this yellow-red combination on the center line. By fully burying it like that, you can't really ever use it. You'd have to come off the one that's a guard, and that would be a lot of a skinnier, more difficult shot. No choice here for Sweden but to come around again. Although he does have pretty much the whole 8 foot to play to, as long as he can get fully buried. Might be good enough to force Canada.
The good part is it just threw the straw. Should have a pretty good idea. The weight was pretty good on the first one, just didn't take enough ice. Of course, they moved that yellow rock a bit. But I think still they took a tad more ice for this draw.
They'll want to be a bit careful with that because, as we spoke about earlier, multiple rocks down the same path do straighten out.
This one they're sweeping
this
early.
This one is curling. Really curling.
They have it past the top yellow. I'm not sure. Very close. It does go past the yellow. Does it pop out the other side? Just a bit. Pretty good attempt. Just a little tight for line again.
But a great effort there. It's not going to be easy now for Tyler Tardy. It's definitely there, but had he overcurled even a centimeter and touched that one, there's an open hit for 4 and maybe 5. Now at least you're making Tyler make something pretty difficult here.
Yeah, it might be steal for Sweden and they're back in the game. Or it could be lights out for the Swedes if Tardy makes a real good one here.
Really? That should be close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be a pretty big point swing. Last rock before halftime as well here. Would love to bank a multiple end again.
Hard!
Whoa, off and on. That usually means it's close. We have it past the yellow. For sure they do. Enough to kill the red. Yes. Can't keep the shooter.
We can measure.
They get at least 3, and they might measure to see if that one's on the rings as well. Sweden's asking for the 6-foot measure. Either way, real good shot, real good result for Team Canada. They've scored 2, forced, scored 2, forced, and now they score at least 3, and then 5.
I think you're probably right.
Definitely going to plan.
I think you're probably right.
If you want to know, you take the opposite of what he says.
Then I like our chance.
Yeah. I think it's out.
I think it's from the side view. I thought.
I looked at it halfway through the end and it looked close, but it was only a quote.
Yeah, they said it was in, but when I looked at it, I thought it was out.
We just
I took like.
So you'll see here the 6-foot measure, just what we call a biter stick. A little bit different from the regular measure, which we'll see which stone is closer. This one, just exactly the length of the rings.
We get 3 points.
And if this measuring stick touches this yellow one, it means that it's in.
Oh, there you go.
Just doesn't touch
3
it.
points to us.
After our games are done.
Yep. Thank you.
You can't fault the guys for
Might throw him off his game a little bit.
having a good time.
Yeah, it's nice to see major world championship like this, and both teams can still smile and joke with each other.
7-2 the score for Canada. Looking real good for another win here. Half-time, 5 minutes break for the teams. We'll be back soon. First end. Pretty tricky run and stick for Tyler Tardy to score 2, but it's made beautifully. Great start for Team Canada.
Your first one is good fresh. It's maybe a little down for the first.
Forcing Sweden to 1 in the second. Hammer again in the third.
Wait, good.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Again,
whoa,
Tardy.
Clean it. You're good. Good, good, good.
The chance to score 2.
Nice.
Clutch again. A 4-1 lead.
Yeah, he gave a little more ice than I.
Another force in 4.
That should be close.
Okay.
Takes us to the 5th end. Everything working to plan for Canada so far.
Whoa, Alex! Alex all day. Go, go, go.
As they
Go.
are able to pick out this red to score another 3 points and lead 7-2 after 5.
In the other games this afternoon in Liverpool, Scotland leads Norway 3-2, playing the 6th end. China and New Zealand, quite a few blanks in their game, still tied at 1, playing the 6th end. Germany with a 6-point lead, they're up 8-2 over Italy in 5. And Switzerland up 4-2 over the United States in the 6th end.
Get a Petri towel or something. I think it's juice from this.
Yeah.
Lick it up. Okay.
Sweet stuff.
Can I have a tissue there?
Kom ner.
Risifrötti.
Team Risifrötti.
Det är det.
Eat fish. Yeah. Too much. It's nice having some curl to make those shots.
Anything
It is.
Your rocks there?
It is very nice.
Nothing really.
You guys are playing well with these rocks. Oh, we're trying.
I got
1 minute for you. Okay.
on the one that we kind of just got like, we judged to like top 8, top 4.
The stats definitely tell the story here this afternoon. Team Canada really solid throughout the lineup on both draws and hits and outplaying Team Sweden by more than 10%. And anytime you can do that, you are going to have a big lead, which Canada does here. Sweden just struggling a little bit to be on the right side of the inch. See if they can pick it up here in the second half, trailing Canada by 5.
Bara bort! Ja. Wow! Wow!
Japp.
Ja, limma dit den.
Okej.
Should be there.
Line's good.
Yeah. I think we're there.
Back in the 6th end here. Sweden, Canada.
No.
And there's a
We're
new
still
face
there.
on the ice.
Better,
It's
but we're still there.
Ryland Kleider
It's getting
coming
better,
in
but we're still there.
play lead for the Canadians. They took Alex Horvath out. Not because he was having a bad game. He was playing tremendously well, and so have the whole team. And that's probably why they don't mind giving their alternate a couple of ends.
Let you guys sweep the next one.
For one, it's nice for him to get to play a bit while he's here, but also maybe just to keep him warm in case anything happens.
Yeah, both of those reasons. Ryland has obviously been a huge support to Canada here this whole week, so you know, you just want to get your alternate player into a game and let them play a bit and experience the feeling of throwing a rock with the Canadian flag on your back. And also, like you said, there could be an illness, an injury. You just never know what might happen. And to have a few ends under your belt on this ice surface could be huge if Ryland ever had to come in a big moment. Ryland is from Saskatchewan.
It's all you guys.
Really close.
Represented Saskatchewan at the Canadian Juniors this year.
Don't want to. No.
And he was the skip of that team.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Get my jacket, please.
Yes.
Thanks.
All right. Now I'm on to it.
Yeah, we see Horvath just taking his place on the bench. He gets to rest a bit as well.
Jag är nöjd, jag är nöjd. Johan närmast.
Bra linje nu. Curla lite till. Johan, kör.
Bra.
Okay, so like top 8, top 4 kind of thing. Okay. So like 50, I think should be close for me.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, that's
I like
okay.
it.
That looks really close.
Okay, line's good.
4,
Line's
5.
good.
Close. Line's good.
Wait only.
Top
5.
8, top 4.
Coming down.
Wait only,
Okay.
top 4.
4, 5. Wait's
All right
good.
then, yep.
Line's good, top 4.
Line only.
Fight the 4, boys.
Okay,
Just fight
we're there,
4.
I think.
Yeah, we're there.
light.
We're there. We're there.
Good judge. Okay, nice.
Got a boy.
With the 5-rock rule, Canada was not able to remove either of those red rocks in front of the rings belonging to Team Sweden. So just putting a third one in, putting as much play into the house as they can.
Japp, nu har de tagit med risk. Jag tror nästan lite mer för Vicky. Dämpat!
Japp!
Bra fart! Dämpat!
Japp! Japp! Hårt! 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 Jävligt! Okej, drar.
Okej.
Okay.
Where he pushed that yellow one too is
This will probably
better than even removing it. Leaves a pocket back there they can use later
I
on.
like that.
Let's do like mint.
I like fresh.
I like fresh.
Yeah.
Little down, just fresh.
Yep. Yep.
I really gotta go.
Real hard.
Hard.
Heavy mint.
Put Ryland in the game and make him pound one right out of the gates. That was the plan B they tried to call there. They were trying to hit that one on the high side. Ended up over curling, tried to get off of it at the end to avoid jamming it where they did, but does leave Sweden sitting shot rock in the back of the forefoot. With a 5-point lead, Canada didn't necessarily have to be so cute with that, as we say. They could have just thrown, you know, firm weight. That way, if they do make contact with one of those back yellow ones, they at least remove it. There's no need to stick your shooter in this case, being up 5.
Wheels starting to come off our Team Sweden here.
Yeah, he's just been struggling with his draw weight. The whole team really a little bit off on both draws and hits, but Emil in particular is being really outplayed by Matt Hall so far this game, which just gives Canada a big leg up for the rest of the end.
Little more than Matt's. More than mine.
Right off.
Fresh. Solid. Solid.
Right off.
All right. Fyra samma då.
Last time Canada won the World Juniors at home soil was back in 2002. David Hamblin skipped that team. The other times it's been hosted since then, 2004. And I'll call it Three Rivers because my French isn't too great.
Trois Rivières.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was won by Nicholas Edin. And the test event for the Vancouver Olympics in 2009 was won by Rasmus Stjernet from Denmark. So it's a seldom honor to be able to do that. Still a long way to get there though for Tyler Charney.
Still needs to finish this game off, get a win here, and would love to finish at 5-2 to guarantee himself that playoff spot. We do have quite a few teams with only 2 losses. Canada, Norway, and the US all sitting with 2 losses, and Switzerland with 3. So still a lot of teams in the mix here.
What if we just go top 8?
I was kind of thinking play the red with Hack.
Yeah. We like Pew at the red.
Where's shot?
I don't think it's ever going to count though, because we're sitting 3.
Yeah, we're 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm with Tyler here.
We can go top 8. I don't know.
I still want to give him a chance to get this one in play.
Okay. Whichever one you like then.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't hate
Just go thin.
I mean, like, yeah, if we jam it on the outside.
Yeah.
I really don't mind this.
I don't mind it at all.
Okay.
Thin half to be safe.
Half, yeah.
We got this. Here we go.
Okay.
I think Team Canada knows that appeal here is probably the call, but they're a bit concerned of which way to play it. Some jam opportunities at the back of the 12 foot on their own stones.
Whoa!
But I agree with Tyler. There's no need to put anything else in the house.
That's good.
You're sitting 3, and there's definitely no triple takeout there right now. By putting another one in the house, you could just leave an opportunity for Sweden to get rid of multiple rocks. Stones out front are far more dangerous to you if you're Team Canada.
Bättre fart på den här.
Bra linje.
Japp.
Lite tight, japp. Bra fart.
Bara fart.
Topp.
Känns lite långt. Var 4.
Ha det rent om ni kan.
Var 4. Dra den på slutet, Emil. Emil.
Ja, gå. Japp. 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 Hårt. Hårt. Ja.
Sweden trying to use their only guard in play right now with a nice come around there. Taking a look at the other games going on this afternoon. Norway trailing Scotland 3-2. They do have the hammer playing the 6th end. China leads New Zealand 4-1 playing 7. Germany still has a big lead over Italy, leading 8-3 playing the 6th end. And the United States trailing 2 points behind Switzerland with hammer in the 6th end.
It's almost shaping up like last year, where Scotland and Ross White went undefeated. Tyler Tardy went 7-2, and they met in the final. Only game Scotland lost
was the final.
Yep.
Could be deja vu here.
Clean.
Definitely could.
Yes.
Of course, still another round robin game for these junior men tomorrow morning.
Hard knot.
It's good. Okay, next up.
Yeah, Team Canada get to play New Zealand. For Sweden, they take on Norway, so a nice neighborly battle tomorrow morning for Sweden to finish off.
Ja, det får vi. Frys där, då om man försöker kommer den gå in i 3:an.
Det här är ganska bra.
Ja, alltså då om man blastar kommer den gå in i 3:an.
Ja.
Canada lying 4. Sweden trying to figure out a place they can put this rock that's not easily removable by Team Canada.
Det ligger ganska långt bak, men det borde vara bra. Ta lite mer förresten, Emil. Mer.
3 teams will be
Score 3.
relegated to the qualification event. Maybe even 4, depending on the host next year. We have a host outside this competition.
Like, I mean, if he comes to the 8 rock
host spot as well, so
pick it.
honestly,
If he freezes on that 3, we might be able to.
the margin between making the playoffs and getting relegated is so small nowadays.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people watching might realize that. You might think that when you get to the end of the week and you're a team that's 2-5, you're out of the playoffs, that the games no longer matter, but this game is huge for Team Sweden to ensure they actually have a spot in the World Juniors next year.
Kind of makes it fun because almost every game is crucial to the very last of the competition. Makes it exciting.
Rent för linjen. Bara linje. Bara linje. Bra fart. Gärna inte. Gå. Aldrig.
Just a slight bounce and not in the best spot for Sweden. As we see the standings there, Scotland on top and Sweden sitting at 2 and 5. It's going to be a bit of a dogfight there with Germany, China and Italy. New Zealand, a newcomer, is doing quite well with 3 wins.
Yeah, with 4 teams qualifying for the playoffs, they would need a little bit of help. They need some of those 2 lost teams to lose their last 2 round robin games to make their way into the playoffs. But as we were just talking about, even if they don't get into the playoffs, to earn themselves a spot again next year without having to go through the World Junior B Championships, that would be pretty big for them here at their first World Junior ever. Pretty impressive.
There we go. Tyler Tardy will just blast out all remaining Swedish rocks.
Try not to leave a pocket there.
Okay. Just the corner guard for Sweden, not really helping them too much here. Well, it will be a draw for 1.
Not leave a pocket or anything.
Such a weapon.
Huge weapon, and huge for him to roll his shooter away as well. Had he stuck it around where the rock that he hit was sitting in the back of the forefoot, would have left a pretty big pocket for Sweden to draw down to, and now this draw is a lot more precise.
Mjuksläpp. Ja, kör då.
Bit of a panic early on here from the sweepers. As they keep going, needing to drag this in to stay alive in this game. Can't afford to give up any more points here. Need a piece of the forfeit. And they will get it there. Real good sweep by Nygren and Berglund. But still, just
did you bring him off so I wouldn't say that?
Single points for Sweden, not able to generate
You threatened it, so I'm like, oh, we gotta
any multiple ends. 7-3 the score in favor of Canada after 6.
now, but I don't want him to be on.
Maybe.
I told Ryland, but
Hoppas det kommer.
det är basken.
Det är baska, men du är fan... Basken ger mig fan 20 år på högen. Nej, fan, ja.
han sopar den som händer.
Men jag fattar rätt.
Ja, ganska mycket släpp killar. Jag tror vi måste köra den. Vad hade du?
Bra linje, lite tight.
Fråga inte mig eller?
En mellan någon.
Nej, det ser bra ut killar.
Nej, två.
Lite tight just nu, Jan. Helt upp. Lägger 2.
Ja,
If you're a coach, you might say, okay, boys, let's score our 2.
50-55. Yeah.
Force our opponent to 1. Score 2 back. Seems like Canada's just done that.
Yeah, this is what we call a classic scoreboard here for Team Canada. If you can be efficient with the hammer and just score your 2, you don't even need to score more than that, and be stingy without the hammer and force the other team to just a single point. It only takes a few ends before you have a pretty big lead, as we can see here with Team Canada. Team Canada hasn't stolen a single point this game, and they still have a 4-point lead with the hammer just by having great hammer efficiency. You really never need to steal in a curling game if you can be efficient with the hammer and control the scoreboard.
Yes.
Well, after
bra linje.
the 7 games, meaning before this game, Canada had a last one efficiency of 50%, so half the ends they play with hammer, they score 2 or more. Pretty good.
That's, yeah, even to have a 50% efficiency is a great number. I'm sure this game will help that a little bit. As long as the other half of the time, you know, you're still getting your 1 and then forcing the other team as much as possible. The scoreboard you're going to like to see.
Well, 56% on force efficiency for the Canadians.
We did sweep that a bit.
Pretty good numbers. And that's why they're up there.
Ryland Kleider again, the alternate for Team Canada coming into this game after the 5th end to play for Alex Horvath. Get a few rocks in.
Line only.
Line's getting good now.
We're just to it.
Whoa,
That's
whoa.
it. Okay. We're just to the red.
Okay. Close now. Still got to finish.
Good.
And a really nice start from him in this end. Some great setup. Really good weight control considering he's only thrown a couple of rocks so far in this game. Ryland is obviously a very versatile player. He was the skip of Team Saskatchewan at the Canadian Juniors, so he can throw that last rock, and we've already seen him sweep a couple pretty good for his team, and obviously has a nice touch game from what we just saw, and that versatility in young players. If you want to preach anything to your young players, I think it would be versatility. So huge to get yourself onto a top team when you come out of juniors, and to be able to sweep on both sides, play different kinds of shots, really bodes well for the future.
Yeah, I like Peel.
I like it. Bästa matchen jag spelat, tror jag.
Peel. Green.
Green.
Oh, you're good.
Nice shot.
Matt Hall peels away the center guard, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more of a guard going up and the broom going down for the peel from Tyler Tardy.
Albert.
Bra linje, bra linje!
Linjen är okej, lite tight.
Gå bort! Kör du bara.
Ja,
Kör över!
Räcker. Bara över.
Wow, wow!
Okej.
Ja, satt en sten.
Satte den Emil, bra. Bra sen. Tung.
You're good.
Yep.
Clean.
Clean. Yep. A little bit. Yep. Clean. Good.
Nice toss, Matt.
Nice pair from Matt Hall to peel both of those rocks away. This is where Canada will really want to dig deep and stay focused. It can be hard when you have a big lead to keep that focus. When you have a pretty routine shot like a peel, like Matt Hall just played, you know, sometimes you can get a little nonchalant and not be quite as dialed, but this will be an important time for them to make sure that they're staying tuned into everything that they're doing and treating this like a tied 10th end of a final.
Emil, gå bort. Här ligger bra nu.
Ligger bra.
Nära.
Bara sitt.
Daniel.
Whoa. Oh. No, right off.
No.
Looks good to me.
Good.
Johan.
Jag gillar det.
Jag vet inte.
Han har 3 bås att ta bort allihop.
Ja, men den kommer ligga ganska bra.
Gillar den där då, eller?
Ja.
With Canada's sitting shot rock, Sweden can't guard forever.
Stanna på den röda kvar.
Discussing now the best way to move
Ja,
these
den här
around.
stannar.
Ja.
Den här kommer kanske gå ut, tror inte det.
Ja, inte den dämpad. Kör det hållet. Den andra. Dämpad.
Ja. Jag måste på andra sidan.
Aldrig.
Följ vilken.
Okay.
Ja. Okay.
Pretty good results there. Spread out the red rocks. Leave yourself sitting shot. It is wide open though, so it's still not a great steal opportunity for Team Sweden here, and they desperately need a steal in this game.
I like fresh more.
Yeah, fresh too. Either roll to like just bite forefoot or roll all the way across.
Okay, this is a lot less ice than we've been given for him.
Yeah. Do you like a hair more?
I think that should be fine.
Okay, I like it.
Okay.
Fresh.
Clean.
Close.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yep. No. Whoa. Close. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Hard.
No roll.
Roll it. Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, too much.
Okay.
Kör.
På insidan. Eller täppa den lite.
Pretty good roll there.
Okej, om det är lite hårdare här också.
Även om vi skulle stanna här så borde den väl linea.
Ja. Men här, annars lite hårt täppa. Bara vi ligger 2 så är det ganska bra.
Ja.
Men här är kanske inte jättebra.
Yes.
Mycket is är det bra.
Ja, jag tror också det.
Här är det 10.
Ja. Där kanske?
15. Jävlar mycket is alltså.
Well, I'd hate to slash the red and
Fries
just
i
touch
bakre.
the
Yeah, it wouldn't be very funny.
Tror inte det är mycket.
För 10 är vi mitt på 12.
Like, we can never jam, but we can also...
Vi borde kunna dra om slutet.
Yes,
I
kör
don't know,
då.
just hitting it.
15, 10.
Yes.
10, 15.
Ja.
Håll ute lite! Ja, helst inte.
Bra då!
Bra bort. Ja.
Bara fart! Bara fart!
Bara linje.
Bra linje!
Bara
Lite upp
fart!
just nu. Bara linje.
Wow. Köra lite. Ja, ja, Johan!
Bara
Johan!
fart!
Hårt Johan! Hårt! Måste ner! Kom igen! Hårt! Kom igen!
Okay.
Pretty good draw. Supers probably could have carried that a bit farther.
We're gonna play it like everything.
Thought it was a little deeper than it was.
We haven't seen a lot of draws on that side of the sheet in a while, so could have just been sitting for a little bit, which might cause a rock to die coming into the rings.
I think we can
Yeah,
get
also
them
going
all
wider than most draws.
I was thinking more
Pretty
like
nicely though for Sweden.
hit the top one and roll.
Yeah, a couple options for Canada.
I don't like hitting
Well,
this
if you
one.
roll, then you just...
No, but like if we do this, then he guards it. I don't
Yeah,
see
but
how
if
we
you're
get-
like this, then you just slash it in, right?
You don't think we can get that going?
I don't think you can get both of them.
I'm not convinced he can.
You might be able to get the two to do this,
Yeah.
but then he's just going to hit this and sit two, right?
Do you guys
Which
hate-
is fine.
hate
Like we,
that?
I don't
we're
hate
forced,
that either.
but-
Make him, well, he's just going to put it back there.
I don't
again,
like
guess.
this. That's
Yeah.
how he's feeling.
I kind of like if you hit and roll to here,
Yeah,
then we have it as
I
a
like it.
slash.
Okay.
If you hit and roll to here, then we have it as an in-off.
Is this fresh? Yeah. Okay.
I like that too.
You like Matt's thinking
I
here?
don't think you can guard
Yeah, I
everything.
do. I think what Canada wants to ask themselves here is, how do we leave our skipper the easiest shot for one? They want to see if they can score in this end and take a pretty big lead into the rest of the game. You might even see handshakes from Sweden in that case. So with the way that these are staggered, I like the thinking from Matt to try to roll this away, open this up, and give multiple options for a shot for one. The way that they're staggered right now, there's not a whole lot there for Skip Tyler Tardy.
Clean. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Whoa.
Yes. Yes.
Yep, yep, yep.
Hard. Whoa. Yes. Whoa.
Whoa.
Either the short roll or the long one.
Yep.
And they make the short one, so that line's actually dropped for the run back on the red. I don't think Sweden can just throw a guard on this.
No, they've got them on both sides, so really nice shot there from Tyler. Although the rock that is causing them some trouble right now, if you're Team Canada, is Sterling Middleton's roll to the back eight, just almost biting the forefoot, and they did call to roll in behind there. Probably would have been better even to lose that yellow one, if anything. You're up 4 points. You don't need to score any more points at this point. Just rolled it into a spot that's usable for Sweden.
Ja, det går väl att spela den där.
Hej, åt andra hållet.
Den? Ja, jag vet inte. Men ska vi lira den där?
Jag gillar inte dubben.
Ja, ska vi lira den?
Ja.
Ja, gör vi det. Dämpad. Jag spelar
Jag gillar att
sarg.
lägga för bara.
Sarg.
Jag tror det. Det är viktigt att vi sätter
Ja,
den.
ja.
Nu kör vi vittnare. Han lär ju ha den ändå, eller?
Ja.
Då kör vi bara.
Leave it fall in the end here. It's just a board weight, bumper weight. Hit the outside yellow, try and roll half check on the center line Canadian rock.
Ja, men jag tror den är
Make it perfect.
Sarg.
Might be tougher to score for Canada.
Yeah, the key with this roll is to try to half cover that yellow one so that they're staggered and neither rock is usable for Team Canada. Very precise, but if he makes it, it could take away everything.
Ja, den... Hack, lite mjuk. Hack. Lite mjuk. Rätt mjuk. Hack.
Kör allt så går.
Den är bakad.
Ja.
Bakad.
Kör!
Just over curling a bit in the end. So what will Canada play here?
Got a couple of options.
Straight double on the reds, come off the yellow,
Pretty thin though, eh?
run the yellow.
I really like the intern at that one. Okay.
Yeah, the trouble with running the one that's on the center line is that it could jam on the back, whereas this, you're not really risking the jam unless you hit it too thick and just kind of bump it.
Third to a quarter.
The easiest shot is probably the nose double on the red rocks, but that does bring in the steal of 2 into play, whereas trying this one, you never give up more than a steal of 1.
Played a similar shot yesterday for the win against Germany, Tyler Tardy.
I think you'll hear the crowd erupt if he can make this one here. Lots of Canadian fans in the stands.
Make it perfect. He might even score 3 here.
Whoa!
But even 2 might put the game to bed.
Whoa! Whoa!
Are they on it?
Whoa! Whoa!
Do they have a piece at all here? No, right through the hole. And a steal of 1 for Sweden. We'll keep this game going.
Sorry.
It's good.
Just sent it.
Just
Full sand här.
Yeah. Word.
Okej.
Men vi
bara snabbar upp det så kör vi.
Det är inte det som tar tiden. Vi tog in 1,5 minuter den här omgången. Det var bra.
Släpp en hög om den är hög. Ja.
Canada's game plan finally slightly disturbed by Sweden as they steal 1. Tyler Tardy had the good shot for the game, so they're gonna have to play 1 more and
I think we're deeper than that.
2, 3.
Whoa, then. Whoa, then.
Whoa, 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 Sterling.
try again.
Yeah, Canada didn't play a bad end there, just got a little bit in trouble late in the end with some of the angles. Keeping a rock behind the forefoot that caused them some issues, so they'll want to look to keep this end as open as possible with as few rocks in play as possible so that they always have a shot for 1. Taking a look there at Rylan Kleider, the alternate who came in after 5 ends, and he's had himself a great start with his draws.
With a nice positive release.
Does come up a little bit short here though on his first draw of this 8th end. Not ideal to come up as a guard when you have a 3-point lead.
Jobba ner den nära. Nära grabbar. Långt det går. Kom igen. Fortsätt. Fortsätt. Albert. Bra.
Okay, 50. Yep.
Canada can actually peel their own yellow one out front, but I think the yellow one came a bit too close to the red guard, making them almost frozen and therefore making it difficult to remove the yellow one without also removing the red one, in which case it goes back into play. So going to come around here first and get in there before Sweden.
Yeah, head down.
What's light?
It's like a 3.
Okay.
Den.
Not the greatest setup here for Canada.
No, Rylan has had his draw weight for the couple of ends that he's played so far, and it's not a good start here. Maybe the ice is getting a little bit slower, but we haven't really seen that yet this week.
Helt okej fart.
Bra linje.
Helst inte. Gärna.
Vart är den då?
Ja, linje!
Bara fart.
Linje!
Now there's not only one set of staggered guards out front, but there's 2.
Går upp. Bara fart, bara fart. Albert. Japp. Kom igen. Hårt. Ja.
Nice for Emil to make one of those draws. He's been struggling with his draws today and just puts a beautiful draw into the top of the forefoot there here in this 8th end. Looking at the numbers there, that's where you see he's just not had his best game. Emil to Matt Hall has actually had a little bit of a drop in his percentages since the first half of the game, and early on Matt just dominating at the 2nd position, and you can see that in the scoreboard. Now Canada chasing a little bit more these last couple of ends than they had been earlier. Just shows how important those stones early in the end become.
22.
Lite tajt.
Samma fart.
Jag fick 20.
Albert.
Den är inte...
Albert.
Lite långt. Liten...
Bara över nu. Över upp. Nej.
Bra. Emil.
Så var han fel, jag fick 0 på förra ju.
Ja, jag känner att han kom ut jävligt långsamt, så åt honom att lägga på. Bra.
0 på förra.
Yeah, throw it well.
Here you go, Matt. 3/4.
Pretty close, yeah.
There actually is an opportunity to get rid of all 3 of these guards near the center line here for Matt Hall.
Whoa, yep.
Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
Yep. Nice.
Sorry. It gets to 1.
Just hitting that one a hair too thin. Needed a little more curl.
Good throw, Matt. Sorry.
Elsewhere in the arena, Scotland has jumped out to an 8-2 lead over Norway in the 8th end. China up 4-1 on New Zealand through 8. Germany leading Italy 8-5. Italy is creeping their way back in that game. And Switzerland up 6-3 over the United States in the 8th end.
Bara stanna.
Lite lång.
Bara sitt.
You really don't want to come this deep if you're Team Sweden. Makes these double and triple peels so much easier for Team Canada.
Yeah.
This is pretty thin.
3/4 again.
Oh, they're played on the thick way and just make the double peel.
Okay.
Sterling having a great game, above 90 both with his draws and his hits. Really outplaying Nygren, the alternate who came into this game.
He'll make another good shot here.
That was big to remove 2 guards at once there for Team Canada.
Not out of the woods yet, though, Canadians. Sweden could ever steal another point here. Yeah, it's just going to give them even more confidence, and confidence could be a really dangerous thing to let a team have.
Yeah, another stolen point here is a lifeline for Sweden. At this point, with being down 3 without the hammer, still probably feeling a little bit like they're out of this game, but sneak 1 more point on the board, and all of a sudden you're within 2.
Hårt! Gör det! Hårt!
Yeah, I guess.
What's that?
Sure. 2/3?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
All right, here goes Sterling.
Trying to get the double on the center guards here again.
And if he does make this double, there's a really good chance that the yellow Canadian rock that's a guard on the center line comes back into the rings onto the red rock in the forefoot. A little too thin for that, but great double peel.
Yeah, I feel like you're a little bit too demanding.
I want everything. Make it all at once.
That is so important to have a player to make those double peels to get you out of trouble. Sterling just made 2 of them.
Sterling just having a great game. Maybe his game of the week here, above 90%.
Well, it's good to start shooting your best as we're getting closer to the playoff weekend.
Yes.
You can become more and more comfortable with this ice surface. Allows for more precise shots to be made.
Hold up! Behöver köra lite.
Han över.
Behöver köra. Här.
Linjen är bra.
Linjen är bra. Wow.
Bra.
Fast det.
Spelar en lite tajtare på nästa då.
Ja.
Just rip the guard.
The guard is high enough that Tyler could probably access the rock that's in the top of the forefoot, but doesn't want to take his chances. He's been having a great game here, playing 86% and outplaying his counterpart Skip. By just peeling this one off, you know you're going to have a wide open shot of some kind, and it'll... If it's only against one, then that means that Sweden threw a guard, and it's not too dangerous. And if it's against two, then Sweden's coming to the rings, and it should be wide open. So not taking any chances. You try to play a little come around, quiet weight, hit on that rock in the forefoot. You ever just rub the top guard or go by everything, now all of a sudden you're in big trouble shooting against two buried.
Yes, spelar 25 typ.
Ja. Jag sätter bara snurr, men det är ganska mycket rotation.
Linjen är det viktigaste.
Ja.
Har vi inte linjen så måste vi dra in den, tror jag. Ja. Den spelar 25-30 något sånt. Känns lång. Bra Mark. Lite lång.
Håll
rent för linjen.
Johan!
Du får kalla, va?
Johan!
Gå, Johan.
Hårt!
Ja, nice.
Might be close enough for...
Ice, Tyler?
Ja.
Maybe a hair more. I don't mind more for sure. Yeah.
Nu är vi tillbaka i tid.
Never mind.
It's waiting for you to finish that.
Okay. I think it's coming down just about a pound right now.
Okay.
Would you ever consider actually bringing that to a nibble?
You could, but then it makes the double shorter for Tyler Tardy, and he might be able to play the double and roll on. But if you do bring it to a nibble, you pretty much guarantee that he plays a hit at it with the scoreboard the way that it is. And it really depends. Do you want Tyler to throw a draw to the forefoot, or do you want him to throw a long double? Probably have a scouting report on your opposition, and that call keeping it out of the rings is just about wanting to make this Canadian team draw.
This one's starting to come down, starting to curl on Canada and Tyler Tardy. It's not going to make it far enough, I think. No, another steal of one for Sweden. They're edging closer. Canada's advantage slowly dwindling away.
Yeah, weight was good, eh?
Sweet. Yeah.
2 ends to play here in Liverpool, Nova Scotia.
Sorry, boys. All right.
We got out of it regardless.
Hey, you guys bailed. Good.
Eller vad heter det? Tappar vi en 2 eller tappar vi en 6 här? Det spelar ingen roll.
Ja, det är bara att gå in.
Ta 2 centra, va?
Vad sa du?
2 centra.
Ja.
Nej. Det är liksom... Känns inte jättelös.
Bra linje. Vart är den? Vart är den?
Lite tight. Gärna inte linje.
Ja då.
Gärna bara låta stanna.
Bara sitt. Albert.
Bra.
Fint. Okay. Unless you like the tick, but I like this.
I like that. I like the tick. I'm going to try that. Let's make this one good, boys. Yep. Okay, so 40-45? Yep.
Canada was discussing whether to play a tick on this centerline guard or just the straight come around that they've called.
Line's good.
Tick would be a great call, but for a player like Rylan Kleider, who hasn't played any games yet this week coming in here, it can be tough to throw a shot like a Tick.
Line's great.
Kind of want to get your feel for Tick shots on a nice surface, and he wouldn't have thrown any yet this week, so this call might be a little bit about who's in at the lead position right now. Put this one in a good spot, and Sweden will have to deal with it. Much better start to this end for Rylan.
That's more like it.
Nära. Spelat efter 25.
Ja,
30.
Ja, 30. Jag har med de här.
Bra linje. Bra linje. Bara fart.
Bra linje.
Ja, kom igen. Få det djupt. Hårt.
Hårt Gerhard.
Hårt.
Janet.
Fortsätt. Hårt.
Janet.
Jobba. Hårt.
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 Okay, 40 again. Same weight. Real good.
Same weight, I'm thinking.
Not too bad there.
No, a little bit of an angle though, so Canada will have a double peel on those two when they just are able to go up and start hitting them.
I can give it a little less.
Line's good.
I think we're good though.
I gave it quite a bit. Line's good though.
Weight only.
All you guys.
4 or 5, weight's okay.
Room.
Line's
4 or
good.
5.
Line's good.
Okay.
Line's perfect.
Weight's real good.
Nose freeze it, boys.
Okay, we're there.
Looks like it's coming off. Good pair, Ryan. Attaboy.
That is a good pair.
Yeah, that's a great start, and
Yeah, nice.
Okej, dutta lite också.
that yellow one on the nose, which was key as well. If Sweden ever got behind those, it'd be pretty easy for Canada to remove them. Really good start to that end from alternate Rylan.
Den är lång.
90.
Bak 12.
Va? Nej.
Bak. Nej, känns helt okej ändå.
Sacka lite.
Ja, ingenting.
Ska vi dra en bakom? Vi kan.
Ja, men...
Ja, Johan.
Jag vet inte om jag vill. Okej.
Ja.
Om vi släpper upp gör vi gärna det.
Ja. Ja. Mål.
Fan.
Sacka lite bak 4, men den hade ingen chans ändå. Liksom.
Try and get them both.
I'm worried about coming back.
I really like the single.
Okay.
Unless you really like
single
it,
too.
but think just the one.
Okay.
I like this.
You too.
Those two yellow ones are set up so well for Canada in the middle. The risk with the double peel is that you send it back into your yellows and mess up a good thing. So just looking for the single peel here. Need to go to roll this one off.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Just enough for Matt Hall to open up that side of the sheet. You don't want to keep the shooter and take away the outturn draw or the in-turn draw for Tyler Tardy.
Jävligt riskigt tycker jag.
Let's say
Jobba redan och
counterclockwise.
dötten igen alltså.
Counterclockwise it is.
Ja. Du hade 95 förra i 0. Tror 0 typ.
Bak 4 bara.
Bättre.
Vart är
Gav
den?
den lite upp.
Gav den mer.
Lite upp fortfarande, gärna inte. Nej.
Ja då.
Helt okej fart.
Lite bak 4.
Bra fart på tappen. Bra fart på tappen.
Aldrig fart.
Ligger på egen. Nej. Japp.
Rubs the yellow again.
Okay.
Jag ser inte med.
Touchdown.
Are we just sticking?
Oh, okay. I like heel.
What are we doing?
I don't remember what I was
Get
even.
a double, like get a hair low.
Right?
That's probably
Yeah,
okay.
we can make that double. Yeah.
Nose bar probably still gets there.
Can I see a hair more?
So that Sweden stone out front right now is actually guarding the two yellow rocks in the middle. So they're going to try to deal with these two rocks.
It's
Yep.
good.
Whoa,
See if they can't make a double.
Yep.
Yes!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa! Curl!
Okay, that's
good.
good.
It's real nice.
Hur hårt ska du spela tror du?
Bak 8 kanske.
Va?
Bak 8. Mindre is.
Det kommer mycket på slutet.
Ja.
Big trouble now for Sweden. Tough to move all three of those yellow rocks that are in front of the tee line in the control zone.
Hårt!
Hårt!
Oh! Järnet! Hårt! Hårt! Järnet! Hårt! Hårt! Sorry, släppte upp lite grann.
It's too bad. Just rubbed the guard and then just missed contact with the yellow rocks in the rings.
Yeah, make it ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah. Nose is.
No, you should be okay with nose.
Should be okay with nose.
Are we trying to nose or make the roll? Okay, I was kind of just thinking peel. You guys like peel?
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
The way that these rocks were angled, if you don't hit it quite right with any less weight than peel, you could spill a red rock into the forefoot. Peel ensures that both are going to go pretty easy with the scoreboard. Makes sense.
Should be okay. Good.
Attaboy.
Great double there from Sterling. Continues his great game he's had so far here this afternoon.
Sarg! Måste rulla ganska djupt.
Vart är träffen?
Där!
Ja.
Japp, Sarg!
Ja, vart?
Sarg!
Rent!
Japp!
Japp! Wow! Nej! Nej!
Nej.
Mer!
Japp! Hårt! Järnet! Japp!
Wow. There you go.
That's a great shot with those yellow rocks all clustered in the middle. Might be tough to get at that one.
We'll see.
I don't know if the peel's any
Very good line call as well here.
Shot like that keeps your team alive in this game. Sweden has a pulse.
Consider playing the guard.
think that's good?
But if you were just peel the guard, Sweden might put it in a better place. Next time, I think this is maybe the only chance you get to the red and on the button.
I agree. Tyler's comment was, I don't know what the peel does for us, and I have to agree. The way these yellow rocks are staggered, even if you don't get the red one off the button here, to at least move these angles will be key to having access to that red one. With Tyler's rocks, peeling the guard, like you said, they just put another one back up, and then what do you do?
It's almost never wrong to peel a guard, though, so I think that's why you just always raise the question.
Yep. Yeah, more often than not, it's usually the right call. But that was a pretty good shot there from Sterling. Now they have them on both sides after moving those angles around.
I think they might be lying shot, too. A little hard to tell.
It's close.
Vill du inte döda den där då? Så han inte har någon in.
Det spelar ingen roll om vi tappar 6 eller inte.
Nej, men det är risken. Alltså, har vi den dit så kommer han alltid ha den där då.
Risken är att köra en dämpad röd till chappar.
Ja, men vi kan spela sarg typ.
Ja.
Det är väl det vi ska spela, eller? Ja, spela sarg på den här.
Illa hack.
Ja, spela hack då. Det är bra.
As Daniel slides back to throw his first rock of the 9th end. We'll update you on the other games going on. Scotland up 8-4 over Norway in the 9th end. China leading New Zealand 4-3 in 9. Final between Germany and Italy. Germany winning that one 10-5, and Switzerland extending its lead over the United States 7-3 in the 9th end.
Spela bara. Ska vi ta time eller?
Ja, ta time.
Timeout called by Sweden.
Time.
Time.
Timeout.
Definitely a key point in the game here.
Okay. Ligger de skott där eller?
Jag vet inte. Jag tror vi är skottet.
Det ser ut som vi är skottet. Alltså, visst, vi kan ju gå in här, eller?
Nej. Dra i det där då?
Ja. Om du skulle peta så är det väl...
Touchen.
Men just nu har han 2 vägar in på den.
Ja, exakt. Vi måste stänga där.
Det är svårt att komma in dit.
Inte det här lätt. Ja, vi öppnar ju den här om vi spelar slaget så.
Vi tror vi är skottet.
För vi spelar vi slaget med hacket där. Då kommer han bara...
Ja, då öppnar vi den.
Det finns ju en vid frysning här också, men jag gillar att gå bara i luckan här, komma ner dit.
Vi måste nog få in en till, han har så många slag.
Vi måste få in en till, för han har både den och den nu. Så jag gillar att komma liksom där.
Ja,
stannar vi kort. Eller toucha liksom. Bara vi inte öppnar upp ett för stort hål på den där.
Nej. Skulle vi gadda också, då skulle han ju bara
pussa.
Pussa. Missar han den, då har han fortfarande öppet på
om vi lägger där så kan jag inte få bort båda.
Nej.
Men där är också, ja.
Men frågan är om det är lättare att komma där eller där.
Ja, det ser tajt ut tycker jag.
Okay.
Om vi spelar hit, då kan han ju bara täppa ner den där också.
Ja, men täppa den så kan vi...
Spelar den, det är okej att skava på 2:an.
Ja, exakt.
Och styra ner under 6:an om det går.
Nästan okej att skava på den också.
Det beror på hur tjockt.
Okay. Jag gillar att spela den farten liksom.
Men, får ni ut 2:an så att om man skjuter den vickar han bort, då öppnar han också draget.
Ja.
Eller knacken.
Ja, exakt. Ja. Även om vi får ut den här och han slår den där ska den fortfarande dra den till den.
Ja.
Spela
ja.
Navigera hålet bara och så rätt fart.
Ja.
Båda skavarna är okej.
Ja.
Så marginalen är topp 4 tror jag.
Ja.
Nu spelar en fart.
Mostly talking about the same shot the whole time there, and I was coming just with a draw, trying to squeeze it in between those 2 yellows, very tight port, but saying that they could probably even if they just redirect off of either yellow, they'll leave the shooter in a decent spot. The word if they touch the yellow on the left too much, they might punch it too far, open up that red in the back 4. Thought for a second about coming on the other turn. Wasn't quite sure if it would curl enough to get to Canada's, what we think is shot stone. This is hanging, should finish a bit here. Starting out. Here it goes. Wow, that's a pretty good effort.
Yeah, it doesn't quite get shot rock, but now makes it pretty tough for Canada to use the yellows as they had intended. Pretty good effort there from Daniel. That was a small hole.
Bra. Snyggt av mig.
Do you think, I don't know if it's automatic.
I think then we can just run the one on the right, right?
I don't mind that then.
Like he almost has to sink
I
it
don't worry about hitting it too thin. I know, I kind of don't mind just nose.
Even if you did get just the 1-0.
I like nose. I like nose.
I think you're still sitting pretty good.
Yeah.
Fresh? Yeah. If we're wide and ticket, it should make it anyway.
Somewhere up there too, maybe.
Okay, nose it. I like that. We're just going to nose it.
What?
We're just going to nose it. It's too easy to hit it over top.
Yellow rock, top 8, 1 o'clock position. That's what they're looking to run back.
And if we're wide, we probably make it off the side anyway.
Probably catch half a rock on the outside here. get both the reds, but that might open up a freeze for Sweden.
Yeah, their intention here is to hit it right on the nose, stick it at the back, and leave their shooter in a usable spot where Sweden can't really do much with it. But they are saying if they hit it a little bit high, they can just slide off the rock that's in the top of the forefoot and still make contact with the rock back foot. But nose is the call.
Playing a very controlled weight here, bringing the sweepers into play.
Right off.
Good. There we go.
Really nice. Very tough for Sweden to actually use that red rock that they've thrown into the top of the four now.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, right off.
Curl.
Good.
That's good.
It's probably the best spot we could have rolled to.
I think so.
Or like stuck
Jag tror inte oss få skott där, nej. Jag tror vi får spela den.
Jag tror vi kommer åt den där.
Ja, samma då.
Just gonna have to try and pierce that hole again.
Hoppas på att det går.
Chisel through. Try and promote that redstone.
Yeah, it might be wise of them to throw a bit of extra weight here. That way, if you do hit one of those two yellow stones, you still have enough speed to make contact with your red and actually move it. And if you do get through the hole, you're just tapping it back into that pocket anyways. So this is tough to make with just dead draw weight.
Det är bara marginellt hårdare än förra.
Ja, inte mycket hårdare, bara lite.
Spela 0.
Ja.
Bra fart! Lite lös!
Kör då!
Lite lös! Bra fart!
Kala!
Lite mjuk!
Kala!
Bra fart! Bra fart!
Mamma! Med! Ja!
Starting now. You have enough weight to tap the red here. Is it in the hole? Not enough. So close. That was a very hard shot to do. Very tough shot to make. So Canada sitting 2. Might be game over. Tyler Tardy's called the draw, I believe. Maybe try and get in there for a third.
I think we're looking at a risk of raising them in for second.
Oh, did he bounce it that far?
Can we nose that, or is there a risk?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't mind this.
Like, can you even slash it into the red and score 2 that way?
We don't want to hit it high side.
I don't think we need to do that.
Okay. We've got lots of time.
Like, you can't really...
As long as you can't risk, as long as it's not risky.
I don't know if we could push him in. Like, the thing is, if we're touching it, we're probably spinning this one in.
2 right now, are we?
Let's draw. I like to draw 2 more.
Are we 2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say they're already sitting 2. 2 points here probably ends the game. There's just really absolutely no reason to take any kind of risk whatsoever into tapping them in for first shot or even second shot.
Yeah, 4 or 5 feet more than your draw.
Even if the risk is slight, if the risk is there, just no need.
I think with just T-line weight here, even if you catch your own yellow, that's going to have to move 2 red rocks. Not far, but still 2 rocks.
Yeah, that's why I think this side is a little bit less risky.
Tons of room.
As long as his weight's close, there's really nothing that can go wrong here.
I can't go yet.
Should finish at the end if it has the right weight, but this one
weight's real close.
is running.
Gotta sit.
They thought it was going to be a bit slower out here.
Okay.
Maybe it just wasn't much slower at all.
No, seemed to slide just fine.
2 for Canada.
We threw kind of what we wanted there, I think.
Yeah.
It ran really good out there.
Yeah.
I'll be up by 4.
I thought it would actually, the only reason I
9-5
thought
to
it was
score.
slower was because I thought it would
to go.
come off the hill and curl a ton.
I thought it would too.
Vi har inte jättemycket tid, men vi får bara spela våra senaste.
Yes. Det är bara upp med massa garder. Behåll ganska mycket av deras stenar i spel om ni kan. Om de lägger...
One for the 6 first. Through, and then we could almost maybe even try the giraffe.
Which turn did you like here, do you think?
Doesn't matter.
You got it?
Yeah.
I can go now here, or should I wait a bit?
Once it says 10, I think you can go.
Alex always throws the out turn. It's going to be like him.
I'll do that too.
Canada will start the 10th end. They're up by 4, not wanting to put any rocks in play really. Just keep it clean.
Do you want to try the draft?
So just chucking the first stone through.
Yep. Okay. That's what I think too.
I haven't done that much weight.
I still think it's
happening.
Bra linje.
Sweden in desperate need of guards here.
Bra linje. Emil närmast. Linjen är bra. Johan är närmast.
Going to have to make every shot here and get a couple of mistakes from Canada.
Just a
I'll throw mint just in case.
Yeah.
I like mint, yeah.
Mint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what's
Just
this?
make the double peel easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like tap
Mint.
it into the center of the sheet, kind of.
Does that look like a lot to you guys for mint?
For mint? No, I think it
think
should
that
be
looks
close.
good.
It'll move? Okay.
We do
Yeah.
have to hit it fairly thin.
You could maybe tighten it up a bit.
Can I
Very
get a
tough
little
to
less?
take the
That
corner
looks-
guard
That looks really
towards the bumper on the right.
Okay, just mint.
And if you do that, very high chance of leaving the shooter as well. You'd have to play a lot of weight. Makes it very tough, but coming this way,
Final.
trying to tap it towards the center line, a lot easier to lose your shooter. Definitely no risk, really. And if you can just tap it on the center line or even into the house,
Great shot.
might make a double peel easier, or if you actually tap it into the house, you could actually make a play on it on your next one.
Yeah, that's a shot that you actually see a lot of in mixed doubles. When one team has the power play, the other team will try to just tick it out of the way, and often does get ticked into the house. You can, like you said, have a lot more margin for error. You can throw it a lot harder and not knock your opponent's shooter out of play, and you lose your shooter, like you said.
Nej.
Japp. Ja, bra.
Okej.
Where Rylan also ticked that to it now brings a double peel into play.
Unless you like trying to tick the left one closer to the right one, but
No.
Fan, nästan 100. Måste vara nästan 100.
Jaha.
Canada knows they have a double peel the way things are set up right now, which is why they didn't play another tick. Just
Måste täcka insidan.
played it right through the rings, 5-rock rule. They can't hit quite yet, those rocks that are out front.
Mer is då? Ja, mer is.
Mer.
Ja, kör. Bra bort. Bra fart, lite långt.
Tight.
Bra bort, lite långt.
Oj, den kör lite mycket. Kör lite mycket.
Va? Nej. Ingenting.
Nej.
Yep,
Yes.
yep, yep.
Yes.
Hard!
Yep.
Okay.
Oh boy, that's one miss that Sweden needs.
Framför oss har han chappat så har det gått. Nu ligger det bra.
It does leave 2 of those guards there in line for Sweden to come around now. Does still need to score 4 points, though.
Bra linje.
Lite lång kanske. Bra bort.
Bra linje.
Linje!
Linjen är bra.
Bra linje!
Bra bort.
Johan!
Bara fart.
Jag kör.
Japp. Göm den. Japp. Hårt.
Not a lot of time left for Sweden either to play this end. They've spent their time out. Only
Here we go, Sterling.
a bit more than 2 minutes. Should be okay. I mean, the calls are pretty straightforward from from here on in.
Yeah, especially getting down now to only having 4 Swedish rocks left. You need to count 4 of them, so you know they need to go in the ring somewhere. So it should be pretty straightforward as long as these players are ready to go in the hack. Should be okay. But what you might see is a little bit of rushing from Team Sweden, worrying about the time they have left, and that can often lead to a bit of adrenaline and overthrowing. They really need to make each rock count here.
Håll igång. Bra linje. Lite tajt. Albert.
Linje. Järnet, linje.
Bara fart.
Järnet.
Yeah, we saw some of that
Bara fart.
at the World Cup in Jönköping, where the ends were timed, and especially in the mixed doubles discipline.
Japp, kom igen. Hårt.
Some teams actually running out of time on occasion.
Yeah, when it's time per end like that, you're not able to bank time like some teams will do playing a simple
I was
end.
even thinking peel. I have like three quarters, yeah.
Okay.
Of this one?
Here we go.
That one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this.
Maybe something we see in the future, that time being shaved off more and more, just to make the game moving.
Clean.
Clean.
Nice throw.
One of the best things that happened, though, was the move from playing time to thinking time.
Difference between playing time and thinking time. With playing time, your clock will run until your rock actually comes to a stop. With thinking time, it stops as soon as your rock crosses the back line. So as we take a look at the rock there, it would have just stopped as he pushes out of the hack. And what that does is it doesn't make it for being a disadvantage if you're a team that throws a lot of draws. What would happen is some teams would, play more hits, or if you get up in a game and you're playing a lot of hits, you get such a big advantage on time, because obviously it takes sometimes more than twice as long for a rock to get to the other end if it's a draw versus a hit. So that just evened things out a little bit. Led to fewer ends being quote unquote banked for time.
Probably want to stick this, eh?
Why? We just need to.
We don't need to. Okay.
Just need to get rid of this rock here.
Right, yeah, sorry. I thought it was 3. No. You want to stick with you. Throw it.
Matt Hall realizing they just have to get rid of it and run Sweden out of stones.
Clean it. It's good.
And there you go. Tyler Turdy makes a nose hit. Sweden with a good fight back. Looked like it was pretty much over after 6 or 7 ends, but they kept it going, kept their hopes alive for a little bit longer, but Canada in the end able to see the game through. 9-5 win for the Canadians.
We probably want to stick this, eh? I miscounted.
I've done worse.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. You like my guard there, indeed?
Sixth end. Facing quite a few Canadian rocks. Just a open draw for Daniel Berggren. A bit light, but good sweep by Nygren and Berglund to bring it in for the single point.
This is the run, but
yeah, give us the same as like a draw.
A steal of 1 in the 7th for Sweden. Tyler Tardy with
Go.
hammer and 8.
Hard.
Looking to score is 1, but over curls. Another steal for the Swedes as they fight back. In the 9th end, already sitting 2. Went for the wide draw to come in for a 3rd point. Just slight overthrow. 2 points nonetheless for Team Canada. Would have a 4-point lead coming into the 10th end, where they ran Sweden out of rocks. Final score, Sweden 5, Canada 9.
Yeah, guys. Nice throw.
Those are the other games that were on this afternoon. We see Scotland picking up a win on Norway 9-4. Germany beating Italy 10-5. And the 2 other games are still ongoing, actually. It's an extra end. China, New Zealand were tied after 10. And Switzerland is up 2 points on USA. With Scotland winning, they're still perfect with 8 wins at the top. Already qualified. Canada also likely to qualify with their 6-2 record. USA, they follow at 5-2. Norway at 5-3. Switzerland 4-3. And New Zealand might pick up a 4th win here. It could be crucial in terms of keeping their spot here and not get relegated. We have Laura Walker ready with Tyler Tardy.
Tyler, congratulations on your win out there. That was a classic scoreboard through 5 ends. You scored multiple points with the hammer, forcing Sweden to win without the hammer. What were the keys to your early success in that game?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure we were on them a bit early. We know they like to keep it a little safe at the start, so we wanted to make sure we could play as well as we could excuse me, at the start, and have a good practice and make sure we can do whatever you can to get an early lead.
And with that early lead, your alternate Ryland came in for the second half of that game. How much of a support has Ryland been for your team here this week?
Yeah, he's awesome. He does so much for us, and he's such a great curler and a player and a friend, and he deserves to be here as much as we do.
And that win goes a long way to helping you secure a playoff spot here at the World Junior Championships. How is your team feeling going into your last round robin game tomorrow morning?
Really good. We're really happy to be in the spot we are, and yeah, really excited to play. We've been taking it one step at a time, and it's nice to know that we're just 1 win away.
Congratulations and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Well, that's the curling we had this afternoon. There will be more. Japan plays Korea in the women's competition at 7 o'clock this evening, so stay tuned for more curling here from World Curling TV. We thank you for watching.
Worst shot. Whoa! Whoa!
Nice throw.
Oh, you suck. Sterling, Matt goes, we probably want to stick this, eh? I missed.